Hi everybody, welcome to our Tuesday night D&D stream, A Dark and Hungry God Arises. I'm gonna got some quick announcements to make tonight. The first is that on our road to getting me to Dab, we are at 95 subscriptions. We are almost halfway there. We are halfway through the month. I did not think it was a realistic goal for my players to get us to 200 subscriptions and get me to Dab on camera, but apparently they did. We are, like I said, we are almost halfway there. And that's just insane to me. It's been incredible. So for those of you who are gifting subs, I still think that David is the top sub gifter. For those of you gifting subs, I just want to say thank you so much. For those of you who are subscribing, thank you so much. Just so everyone is aware, both the Loophole King and the Nat 30s are running their own contests where if they get, for every 10 followers they get, they are going to gift a sub to our channel. So go over there, follow their streams, support them. They are both awesome streamers, and keep growing all of our communities. It's been amazing. Other announcement, we are the wiki is being worked on still. It's almost done. We've got all the characters up, I think, and we're working on putting some episode synopsis up there. If you're a player and you've been asked to write an episode synopsis, please pass that stuff along to either Nor or Steven. They're the ones heading that up. Right now, also, Rick is working with Izzy, I believe, and some other artists, that if you have some clips that you enjoy of our streams, if you have moments you enjoy, go ahead, go clip them during the stream, go watch some of the old videos, see if there's a part that you really enjoy, send those to us on our Discord server, and we're gonna take a look at contacting some artists and putting together some animations, so feel free to do that. The other thing is, for our sub gifters, we are running a promotion where if you are the top sub gifter at the end of the month, you will get a copy of the Explorer's Guide to Wildermont. There's a couple of other prizes that we have going out to the top 3 sub gifters for the month, and you can check those out on our Discord. Go ahead and join there. Also, we have changed the promotions on our Patreon. The benefits for our partners are higher and higher, so go check those out as well, and help support the stream. Thank you to those of you who already have. We really love and appreciate all of you. So anyway, let the characters go ahead and introduce themselves, and we can start playing. Go ahead, Alex.
Sorry. Can you hear me? I'm just making sure this works.
I can hear you, yes.
Okay, sorry. It's my first time using push to talk, because I'm not using my usual mic that I can just like reach over and. I'm Alex, and I'm playing Vestir, the rather rambunctious little monk who may either be putting on an impressive showing today, or look very pathetic for his first time out. These are the options, and it can only go one or the other. It cannot go middling. So we'll see what happens.
You'll be fine.
Hi, my name is Kim. I play Mirth, the tiefling bard who bet 250,000 gold on our rambunctious little monk and is hoping for a good show. Please, Alex, this is a cry for help. Do well.
I'm betting on myself too, okay?
Mirth is always giving out cries for help.
Hi, I'm Noor. I'm playing Luna, the half-elf cleric, who I guess is gonna try to let her good friend, not allow her good friend Basir to die this session.
Hi, I'm David, and I am playing Declan de Aberford Blythe, a rather pompous nobleman who is, in fact, a complete figment of imagination that Angus, my actual character, has created so that he can walk the streets of the city without fear that he might be apprehended for his numerous crimes.
And I'm Rick, known as the Loophole King, and I'm playing Serrani. I am your walking vegetable swamp man. And I, too, am going to try my luck in the ring. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, we're all going to get a lot of pain.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Also, real quick, if you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell.
Oh, he's doing it at the start now. He's evolving.
Yes, he
I'm
is.
doing it at the start and the beginning because I realized that if I don't do it at the beginning, then the people who only watch halfway through and fall asleep, like they're watching it late at night, or they only watch part of it, like half of it at a time, they're missing it. You'd be surprised how many things I watch on YouTube that I fall asleep.
Oh my god.
Skip ahead a decade and suddenly you've got a 4-hour video that's just you saying that on a loop.
Yes, exactly.
Like and subscribe.
Somebody-
Like and subscribe.
Somebody just cut all the likes and subscribes from all of the different episodes we've done and glue them together and release it on YouTube. It'll just be 45 minutes of him saying like and subscribe.
And hit the notification bell.
That's right. Hey, I just want to give a quick shout out. Our subscriber, the Mage out there, he does League of Legends streams, and he just reached Twitch affiliate. And we have been showing him some love, so we just want to say congrats to him. Welcome to the Twitch affiliate family. Keep it up, man. Keep it up. Anyway, well, I'm the Mark Knight. I am your Dungeon Master tonight. When we last left off, yes, you, in fact, Vasir, had stepped into the ring, and Galador had emerged in all of his barbaric glory. His shirtless, helmeted form stepping into the ring, and I believe you even rolled initiative, if I'm not mistaken.
Nope,
I don't
you said
remember
initiative
actually
before
rolling
this
it.
stream, so
No, I didn't.
Okay, we don't have initiative, so let's roll initiative. And you know what? I need to put combat music on, because this is not gonna do it for us.
Can I roll initiative so I can be Ric Flair, just yelling at the ref? I don't like.
You can do that at will. You don't have to roll initiative for that. That is a free action, my friend. Alright, let's see. We got Galador's turn on there. He's going with a hefty 6. And let's see, Vasir, why don't you just pull a token out there? On this side of the ring, we have Galador. And on that side, we have Vasir. Galador in his, 450 pounds of pure muscle. And Vasir in his, skinny...
very wiry 120 pounds, soaking wet, but very...
Quick question before you get started. Were the rules explained to us?
Of the combat?
Yes.
Yeah, the rules are very simple. No dirty fighting, no use of magic, no killing. First one to yield loses.
Okay.
Well, let's see what happens.
Yep. But let's first get some WWE quality combat music going on. Alright, fine, it's probably D&D quality combat music, but still, nonetheless. Let's see it happen.
Combat music.
I would not be averse to some WWE style music right
Vasir, you're going on 14?
Yes, I have a token that I just kind of put up there in the upper left corner.
I gotcha. Okay.
Oh, can I do the intro?
For Vasir?
Well, yeah, for the players.
Go
For the
for
ref.
it. Go for it. Do the ref intro. I fucking love it. Do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the amateur bouts. On this corner, weighing in at 64 stones, at 7 hands, we have Vasir the Monk. And in this corner, weighing in at 487 stones, standing 17 hands. Your favorite Galador. Now remember, I'm a good clean fight. Remember, no magic, no eye gouging, especially with you, Galador. And I'll give you the signal, come out fighting. Let's get ready to rumble! Fight!
All right.
God.
No
Amazing.
magic.
Yeah, no magic. I'm so glad I didn't.
All right.
Galador.
Galador.
You guys are sitting there going, no magic, whereas I was here going, no dirty fighting. That means I'm out.
All right.
There you go.
Vasir,
And now I'm gonna mute the music again.
Vasir, you and Galador step into the center of this sand pit. Galador has a spear in one hand, kind of like piece wrapped around the metal end so that it's padded instead of sharp. He bangs it against his shield, and you circle around each other, and he kind of beckons you with both hands a little bit, kind of loosening his grip on each of his weapons, and kind of beckons you towards him with this. His helmet is lowered, you can't see his face, but there's just something about his demeanor that you can tell he's got a big old grin growing underneath that mask.
Real quick, just to make sure, my staff is now non-magical while I'm in here.
That is correct. It is just a
Okay.
standard quarterstaff.
So Vasir's going to take out his staff and twirl it for a second before going, I'm kind of confused as to why you're in the amateur bouts, but I guess we'll find out. Right? And he'll go ahead and toss a couple quarterstaff strikes at him. For a 15 and a 22. And then we'll spend a key point to impose a dodge for disadvantage on his return.
Okay. All right. The 15. You move at him, and the 15. He's going to block that with the haft of his spear as you come towards him. However, the 22, as you swing around, you kind of hit him with the back end of your spear or your quarterstaff, slamming into him pretty good for 5 bludgeoning damage, or maybe not that good. And he kind of laughs loudly as your strike hits him. Galador laughs. Ha! They have not made me a professional yet. I think.
I'm not entirely certain how this whole thing works, to be entirely honest with you.
Here, you hold this. And then he goes to bash you with his spear. 15 to hit Vasir. Actually, it's got disadvantage, so 9.
Nope.
He slams forward with his with his shield at you, and completely misses with it. I'm sorry. Our players are holding up signs as if this is a WWE event. Also, Nor, your sign is backwards. It is.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, God. And so he slams forward with his shield and completely misses you, Vasir. His second strike is a 21 on the low roll. So he hits you with his spear.
Ouch.
I'm gonna attempt to cutting words that.
Is
And tell him his shoelaces untied.
cutting words? Is that's a spell-like ability, right?
No, it's inherently magical. I use my wit to confound him.
Okay. I'm gonna need to. You're shouting this over the crowd, then, right? So he can see you. Okay.
Yeah.
A 6 on that.
I'll
okay.
I'll throw a peanut at him or something.
All right. Okay. That is that cuts his attack down to a 15. So
Which,
he misses you.
definitely misses.
Yeah, he misses you with both strikes.
I'll loudly apologize for my slip of the hand.
he in the middle of your bout, Galador raises his mask of his helmet and looks up directly, giving Mirth daggers.
Hey,
Shut-
Mirth, I appreciate the attempt to help, but you need to not do.
Sorry.
He narrows
I dropped it.
he
I'm
narrows
really
his eyes
enjoying
at you, Mirth, and he points his spear up at you, but doesn't say anything, and then lowers his helmet back down.
I eat another peanut.
Vasir, it's your
lean back.
actions.
All right, I will continue on with my traditional pattern right now. We're playing very defensively. I'm trying to essentially see if I can find a way around his defenses with a couple of like testing strikes before keeping myself on the defensive by expending another key point to die.
Go for it.
Damn.
Yeah, you go to attack him, and he just takes a step back and puts his shield up, and it's just he blocks one end of your quarterstaff with the spear, and then blocks the other one, and you try the same thing again, friend Vizier.
Well, I got to make sure I'm nice and defensive. You hit a little bit harder than I do, my friend.
Bigger is better. And he's like, here, you have to switch things up. And then he comes at you with his spear first this time. 16 to hit?
That misses.
Okay. And then goes for you with the shield bash. That's a 23 to hit on the low end. Actually, I just rolled two 23s.
Okay.
Make a strength save.
All right. 11.
You are knocked prone.
Uh,
And take 6 bludgeoning damage. So he comes at you with the spear first, you dance around it easily, and then you're watching, like he thrusts at your feet with the spear, and you dance around the tip of the spear, keeping your eye on it, and the next thing you know, you're flying backwards as the shield just uppercuts you.
All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and respond with a nice little kip up maneuver as I just kind of like place my hands behind my shoulders and bring my legs up and kick myself back up for a good bring up, and then I'll go ahead and head back over to him and start trying to unload on him a little bit more.
Go for it.
I think well, he's asking me to switch things up, so I'm going to go ahead and switch things up.
Nice.
Variety is the spice of life.
Ooh. Alright, he barely blocks your blow with your quarterstaff, but takes the other end of it heavily in the midsection for 9 points of damage. And then you hit him with an unarmed strike as he bowls over. You kind of hit him in the side of the head with your unarmed strike, but he sees the second one coming and blocks it with his shield. You can see he's a little out of breath, and he lifts up his helmet's face mask and spits blood on the ground and says, "Good, now this is a fight."
Come at me, big guy. Come at me.
He grins and rushes you with his shield. And you are not dodging this time, correct?
Correct. So he has regular rolls.
Okay, so he hits you with his shield and deals 10 bludgeoning damage to you. Do me a favor and make a strength save.
Mark, can you let me know?
I am prone once more.
Can you let me know what his rolls are? Because I might cutting words again.
Okay. Do you get to cutting words after you know what the roll is?
I get to cutting words after I know what the roll is, but not after the results.
Understood. Okay, I will say the number before I say the result. Okay?
Thank you.
No problem. Okay, you are knocked prone and take 10 bludgeoning damage, and then he is going to stick his spear down at you, and that is a 27. It is a critical hit for him.
Ooh.
All right.
Okay, so that's going to be... oh god, this is not going to be good for you. That is going to be 28 bludgeoning damage to Vasir as he slams the end of his spear down into your midsection. Does that put you out?
It does not.
Alright, good. Thank God. You're close.
Everything is so much easier when you can cheat with magic.
Vasir's going to go ahead and give a nice big cough in response to that, as he is going to grab a hold of the spear that's currently on him to bring himself back up and attempt to unload on him once more.
Do it. Come on, do it. I have faith in you, Vasir.
I have money on you this year.
Vasir, the first hit is... Ooh. He blocks both of your blows, the 15 and
I am
9.
just not rolling well.
Yeah,
Good
yeah.
job.
It's definitely the rolls, man. He blocks both of your blows.
Most of my rolls have been under 10.
Yeah.
Hey, Friday all mine were 2s and 3s.
That's true.
For like an hour.
You spent the entire combat paralyzed on Friday.
Yes, I did. Well, not the entire. At the very end, I was up.
All right. What are you doing with your bonus action?
I'll go ahead and try and initiate a dodge.
Okay.
Hopefully putting him at disadvantage will help me out a little bit here.
Yes, I'm sure it will. All right. He's going to try to hit you with his spear and shield again.
I am fully not expecting this to work, but Angus is going to attempt to fire a grave bolt into Galador's back without drawing attention to himself.
Oh, God. Give me a sleight of hand roll, Angus.
I'm going to spend my inspiration so Angus gets some advantage on it.
Oh, God. Oh,
Woo!
yes, sir.
All right. Go ahead and roll the damage on your grave bolt. Okay. You deal 11 necrotic damage to Galador's back, and he kind of stumbles forward. Mirth, his rolls with disadvantage are stupid. I don't understand why it's rolling so low for you and rolling so high for me. But his rolls after disadvantage are a 20 with his spear and an 18 with his shield.
All cutting words the spear, I guess.
Okay.
Oh, fuck.
Okay. That's a 17 with the spear, which I think matches Vasir's AC. You're down, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I am definitely down. It's
Damn.
not even a question.
That was really stupid because he's had disadvantage.
God. That was so bizarre.
Yeah.
I made him a disadvantage for most of the fight. The one time I didn't do disadvantage, he fucking hits me with his shield, prones me, and then crits me.
I know.
Like, luck was not with me, and I'm broke now.
Wombo combo.
I will.
Can we jump in?
You want to jump into the ring?
I mean, Vasir is down, so the fight is over?
Yeah, Vasir is down. Vasir passes out as the shield hits him one more time. He kind of goes blank. And a wiry-looking guy with long braided hair runs into the ring and raises Galador's arm and declares him the winner. Galador shouts out in victory, and Vasir they have somebody come up to you and kind of smelling salt you and get you on your feet slowly but surely. You could be at like 1 or 2 hit points as they stand you up, and Galador puts his hand out to you as they give you the smelling salts, and he puts his hand out to you while you're laying there on the ground.
Vasir will take his hand and bring himself up to stand.
Galador has his face mask up on his helmet, and he laughs heartily and says, "You are a good fighter, but you can't take a punch."
No, well, it's less not taking a punch and more you knock me on the ground and then bam, that was the big one, right?
He nods. "Yeah, that's how I do it. Good strategy. Put them on the floor and then hit them while they are down."
Makes sense.
Master of strategy.
Oh, we're gonna have to try this again sometime in the future.
Galador got lucky and owes you a drink.
Yeah, well, you may have gotten lucky, but at the same time, my friends tried to interfere, and that wasn't all right. So, I'm sorry.
He shrugs.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you happen to see the incredibly precise
Friend.
grave ball that I fired?
I just dropped a nut on him. It
Friend.
wasn't my fault.
He shrugs.
My hand slipped.
It was a peanut.
Your friends tickle. No big deal.
Vasir's gonna go ahead and just nod to him before kind of wordlessly. He's gonna kind of head outside of the arena for now. Probably head outside the building and just like take a seat.
As you're heading out of the arena, the announcer is standing at the opening, and he hands each of you a pouch of gold.
All right. That's going to be all the gold that I have. Just as a question, what that would be.
Oh, it's 10. You get 10.
Gotcha. So I have 10 gold to my name.
Those people who are in the Twitch chat can validate the rolls that I made and how ridiculously stupid they are. They were 100% ridiculously stupid. That's the way the dice tumble sometimes, my friend.
Yeah, I know.
Bad luck there, friend Vasir. Maybe I'll have better luck.
Yeah, maybe.
You step outside and sit down on the bench, kind of looking at this 10 gold in your hand and wondering how the hell you're supposed to buy that dress now. In the meantime...
I'll follow here.
Okay. And so you're kind of sitting there, looking at this pouch of gold and rubbing the bruise in the center of your chest that has formed from Galador's spear thrust. And Luna steps out into the cool summer night air, and you see Galador you see Vasir just kind of sitting on a bench next to the, like with his head leaned back against the building.
Good fight. You okay?
I'll be all right. The only thing that's bruised is my pride.
That's alright. You'll get him next time.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, come on. He's a monster.
I was kind of banking on winning that and getting at least a decent amount of money together is all.
Anybody who bet on Vasir has lost their money.
Yeah, I did after that.
Sarani is about to fight. But anyway, the two of you can continue.
It's okay.
It's really just not okay. I mean, I don't mean to be a sore loser or anything, but I've been working for a very long time to become strong enough to be recognized, and I just got my butt kicked. Like not even kind of close, honestly. Whatever.
You'll be fine. You need more training, I guess. I can train you.
It's not gonna be fine, Luna, and like I don't mean to be offensive or anything, but like what can you train me to do? This is like I fight in a way different way than you do. You wear armor, have a weapon and a shield and stuff. You use magic and such. I don't do that. I don't do any of that. I have a very specific way of fighting that I've been learning how to do for my entire life, and apparently it's just not good enough. I have been knocked out by so many things, barely saved. I'm supposed to be... part of my entire style is being really hard to hit. And for some reason, I am unable to get around even big, slow guys. Or big, slow creatures. I'm just not good enough.
My father used to tell me, Any man with 2 hands has a fighting chance. You'll get there.
I don't know how long it's going to take. Again, I've been training my entire life, and this is the best I can do so far.
I'm sorry, but I'm just remembering the fact that Visir is basically a teenager. I've been training my entire life. Yeah, how long was that again?
Yeah, he's like 18.
The past 7 months are useless.
Do you need a minute this year?
I just need some time on my own for a little bit to think.
Before she re-enters the building, she'll put her hand on her shoulder and cast Cure Wounds.
Okay. All right. So you heal. You heal a little bit.
Ooh,
Or you
it's more than a
heal.
little bit.
You heal a lot of bit.
Those were 2
What is
ones
that?
and a 7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Oh, anyways.
Still, Serrani's got a turn too, so.
Yep.
Actually, she'll stay with you. She won't go in.
Okay.
Meanwhile, back inside, Angus is once
Yeah.
again just plucking on the banjo, just playing like one chord over and over again, and sort of trying to get the crowd pumped up, just loudly sort of repeating, "Root, root, root."
Sarani, they call you down into the arena, and you are there is a sudden hush that goes over the crowd as your strange form enters.
Lumbers into the ring.
Yes.
Swamp enters the ring.
I just stand there silently.
All right. You stand there silently, hulking as everybody kind of hushes for a moment. And I'm going to put a...
Minotaur. The big guy from the...
Yeah, right. Um,
I'm doing okay with the pig lizard. Look around. Can you find something to make some sort of rudimentary lathe?
all right.
I'm just going to see how many movie quotes it takes to get this video demonetized.
Oh,
I'm just
thank you.
I'm
I
just kidding.
am going to murder you.
I think that threat right there is what it takes to get me demonetized, to be fair.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Exactly. Yeah, that works.
why don't you throw that at him, killer?
A female humanoid enters the ring with you. She kind of has a wild look about her. And right before your eyes, she begins to grow fur and claws and is covered in a like golden and brown striped fur all down her arms and along her face, and kind of has a tiger-like look about her. And she grins at your plant-like shape.
Well, I'm gonna activate my. While she's transforming, I'm gonna activate my symbiote.
Okay.
Grab my 12 temporary hit points.
The sounds of the crowd begin to fill back up. And the announcer begins to call out in the booming thaumaturgy enhanced voice once more. Are you going by route right now? Is that what's going on?
That's what they're calling me, so I'm not stopping them.
Understood. So the announcer calls out, "This mass of shambling vines and odd fungus before you, the root, the brute, is here for the first time this evening. And on the other side, the exotic Arazka, her tiger-like form shredding whatever comes before her. Remember, no low blows, no cheap shots, no cheating, and otherwise fight until one yields or falls unconscious. Begin your match!" And she begins to circle you. Go ahead and roll initiative, if you have not already.
I'll take the first one, if you don't mind.
Yeah, take whichever one you want. Apparently, none of my NPCs can roll higher than a 6 for initiative. So, that is fine. It is your action.
I am going to... Is she within 10 feet of me?
You guys kind of circle in to within 10 feet, absolutely.
Awesome. So I'm going to use my bonus action to do the gathered swarm thing.
Okay.
And then I'm going to...
Will that work? It says you magically attract a swarm of fey spirits. Does that work inside a anti-magic field?
It's my wild shape ability. It says wild shape is as an action you can magically assume. Do I not have wild shape?
I'm gonna make sure here. This area is divorced from the magical energy that suffuses the multiverse. Within this sphere, spells can't be cast, summoned creatures disappear, and magic items become mundane. Until the spell ends, the sphere... that doesn't matter. Spells and other magical effects, except those created by an artifact or a deity, are suppressed in the sphere and can't protrude into it. A slot expended to cast a suppressed spell is consumed. While the effect is suppressed, it doesn't function. So it says other magical effects. Would that include magically attracting a swarm of fey spirits? I feel like it might. Let's see. So she may not be able to transform either. Spells. Any active spells or other magical effects on a creature or an object in the sphere is suppressed. Magic items. The properties and powers of magic items are suppressed.
I would assume so. But if I can't shift, she can't either.
Yeah, magical travel, teleportation, and planar travel fail to work. Creatures and object. A creature or object summoned or created by magic temporarily winks out of existence. Dispel magic spells and magical effects such as dispel magic have no effect on it. So let's see. Sometimes they have such a shitty ass way of defining these things. Magical effects.
Oh wait, so for mine, it's for symbiotic entity. Use wild shape to awaken the spores, rather than transforming. So this is not. No, it's channeling magic into the spores.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm assuming that doesn't work.
I'm gonna let you know. I'm looking up a little bit more. I'm so sorry.
No, that's okay. Because I'm assuming that her ability is a wild shape kind of ability as well. So unless she's a lycanthrope, if she's a lycanthrope, she can do it and I can't.
Okay, it says In D&D, the first type of magic is part of nature. It is no more dispelled than the wind. A monster like a dragon exists because of that magic-enhanced nature. The second type of magic is what the rules are concerned about. When a rule refers to something being magical, it's referring to that second type. Determining whether a game feature is magical is straightforward. Ask yourself the following questions. Is it a magic item? No. Is it a spell? No. Does it let you create the effects of a spell that's mentioned in its description? No. Is it a spell attack? No. Is it fueled by the use of spell slots? No. But does its description say it's magical? Yes. If you answer to any of those questions as yes, the feature is magical.
Okay.
So
the
yeah.
spores aren't.
So
the swarm is.
Right. Right. The symbiotic entity, you channel magic into your spores as an action.
Yeah, so there's no magic to channel into them.
Right, exactly. And then the other one is you magically attract a swarm of phase spirits. So that does not work if it's magically motivated. Shape changer, the creature can use its action to polymorph into a hybrid or tiger. Other than its size and the carrying, it refers to its true form. It says it polymorphs. So I feel like, is that a magical? Because
no, it's a creature type. If
Right.
they're a lycanthrope,
yeah,
it's a creature.
they're a shape changer, which is their creature
Yes.
type.
Yeah, no, they're cool.
Okay, so then yeah, your spores. You cannot channel magic into your spores or into your swarm. You feel them kind of leave you as you enter into the ring.
Well, I still have my spores. I just can't make them bigger.
Right. Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to use my halo of spores to make her make a Constitution save.
Okay.
The Constitution DC is 14.
Understood.
So that's my reaction.
Her con save is... Sorry, I was moving things around. Her con save is a 10, so she fails.
Okay. So she takes 3 points of necrotic.
Okay.
And then I'm going to step forward and hit her.
Go for it.
So. Or miss her.
Actually, wait, yeah, your first attack hits.
The 12?
The 12 hits. Yep.
Okay.
She is not wearing any armor.
She takes 5 points of slashing damage.
All right.
From my blunted attack.
She does.
Let me double check to see what my stuff is. Yeah, I can't do that. Can't do that. Can't do that. Can't do that. Okay.
All right.
Go ahead.
Since she is, do you move up to her? You have to move within 5 feet to slash her. So,
yes.
She is going to, she makes 2 attacks against you. She kind of looks at you and considers, she growls and her fangs show, and she considers biting into you, but looks at your odd form and decides to just go at you with her scimitar instead. That is a crit on the first attack and an 11 on the second. The crit is a 25, Mirth, in case you feel like interfering, but I don't know if it's a magical...
20 is always going to hit.
Okay. So that's a 12 to hit you. Or 12 damage. That's 12 damage.
Okay.
I will reduce the damage, though.
Is that a magical ability? You have to make sure it doesn't say magical in the ability.
As a reaction, when a creature that's not immune to being charmed you can see within 60 feet makes an attack roll, ability check, or damage roll, you can expend 1 use of Bardic Inspiration, roll the die, and subtract the number from the creature's roll.
Okay. What does Bardic Inspiration itself say?
As a bonus action, a creature other than yourself within 60 feet that can hear you gains an inspiration die. For 10 minutes, the creature can add it. No, it doesn't say magical anywhere.
Okay. That's fine. You can reduce the damage.
So it reduces it by 1. You're welcome.
It's better than nothing.
You look down
It
after
is.
doing that, Mirth, and you go to grab some popcorn or some peanuts out of your bag of peanuts, and there's like only 3 or 4 left.
Declan, it's your fault.
What?
Inspiration point, my friend. Inspiration point.
That was so good.
God.
Oh my god.
Sarani, she kind of circles around you, slashes twice, and some of your vines go flying off as she hits you with one of her strikes. Go ahead, and it is your action.
I will attack her again, since I
Okay.
can't do anything else. For 8.
8. Okay. You hit her. It's 9, actually. You hit her twice. Oh, one's the gathered swarm. I see that.
Yes, yes.
That's 1 attack. Okay. Do you get 2 attacks each turn, or you only get 1?
No, I'm 3 and 3.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah. I'm multiclassing because
You are.
multiclassing is fun.
Multiclassing is fun.
Yeah, if not inside the thing, it's
That's true. Well, you pick the fight. She moves in and attempts to make a couple more attacks. This time she's going to ditch the scimitar and actually bite and claw at you.
okay.
Jesus. Why is this doing this? She misses with her claws and criticals with her bite.
What in the world?
I know. You take 13 piercing damage from her bite, and I need a con save from you.
Is it poison?
No.
Can Sarani contract lycanthropy?
I don't know!
We're gonna find out, aren't we?
We'll leave it at I don't know.
I failed.
Thank you for the roll.
And then I'm gonna take my retributive vines on her
Go for it.
twice, which is a regular roll for me. So ignore the scimitar thing on the
I
front of
will.
it.
I will.
So the first one is a 13. That one hits, and then the second one is a 16. So they both hit, and they both do they're 6, 10 plus 6 is 16.
16. Nice.
As those two as you see the vines, she's like, roar, and you see vines go and just stab her in the back as she's latching onto me. I'm like, yeah, you want to play like that?
Oh yeah. Angus Mirth, do either of you know anything about lycanthropy?
I have absolutely no idea if I do or not. Should I roll history or nature?
Arcana. I would say Arcana because it's a curse. It's not really a natural thing.
Wouldn't that be religion for curses?
It could be religion or Arcana. You could justify either.
I'll try my
She
shot.
appears to
Arcana.
be some kind of cat girl.
Declan, you're very wise in your ways.
She's a feline of some sort.
You have the wisdom of the nobility. Mirth.
I predict that in a great many years there will be many strange illustrations made about people.
Mirth, you are aware of lycanthropy and shapeshifters. And one thing you're noticing is that from what you remember about them, she should not be taking the kinds of damage that she seems to be taking from Sarani. And you wonder if that, if whatever is suppressing magic is also suppressing some of her curse as well.
Oh, interesting.
Can I hit her again?
Yeah, that was your reaction, right?
Yeah.
Okay, she stumbles backwards as you get hit. She gets hit with the retributive vines, and she's just kind of like stunned for a second by what just happened, and you have an opening to strike. And
Oh,
you
Well,
take
like
it.
Yes, sir.
You take that opening for 11 damage. Is that 11?
Yes, that's all.
Actually, it's going to be your max damage. So 9 plus the...
No, my max is 8. Or 9. Yeah, it's 9.
your max is 9. So it's going to be
Yeah.
9 plus the 5 you rolled. So it's going to be 14 damage. So you take a huge swing with your scimitar as she stumbles back from the vine blow, and you cut deep into her chest. Or you wouldn't cut deep. You hit her hard in the chest, and she kind of like goes to one knee for just a second before
And then
standing back up.
when she drops to one knee, I go, yield, and I'll let you survive. As I hold the scimitar, as I hit her with the scimitar, and she goes down, I'm like, yield, and I'll let you survive.
She kind of looks wide-eyed at you for a second and takes stock of the situation, growls at you, and decides to come after you one more time. 14 is going to miss you, right?
Yes,
Okay.
I have a 19. I have a 19.
All right. She misses you with the 14, and you're not even gonna believe this.
Crits me again.
She crits
Goodbye.
you again with her claws.
That's fine.
So that's 11 damage from the crit.
All right, reduced to 3.
Reduced to 3. Vasir's gonna be like, why the hell weren't you doing that during my attack? My combat?
Well, I tried, and then he got angry at me.
Oh, that's true.
Everyone
So
wants to
she hit me,
cheat.
so she's gonna take it.
Oh, do you get to do it? You get to do it every time, right?
Yes.
Oh God.
Oh no! I'm sorry. I only get to do it once. My
It's
bad.
only once. It's like
Yeah.
isn't
Don't
it like
you have
Yeah.
you have the spore aura thing, right? Though, isn't that?
Yeah. I'm going to do that. Make a Constitution save, DC 14.
Oh God. She succeeds.
Okay, so she takes nothing.
Okay. It is your action though.
Yeah.
She looks angry.
And I look at her and tell her, "I warned you."
Ooh.
And
Spooky.
I'm going to forego. So I have to ask you how you do this because other DMs do it differently. I'm going to forego using my shield as defense this turn, and I'm going to use it as a shield bash because I have 2 weapon fighting because I'm a ranger. So I want to hit her with the shield and then hit her with the scimitar.
Okay, so you're gonna make 2 attacks, one with the shield, one with the scimitar. All right. Shield bash is gonna work the same way that Galador was doing it. It'll be it'll just be a normal attack roll with proficiency since you're proficient with your shield. It'll do a d6 plus strength damage.
Okay. So this one will be a +5. So I'm going to use the unarmed strike because that's basically what it is. It'll be here. I'll do this. It'll be 1 less than this because it's actually only a plus. Yeah, it's a +5. I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, I believe you.
14.
14 is going to hit. Do your d6 of damage. d6 plus strength.
+2. So 5 + 2.
So 7 damage to her.
Yep. And then the
An attack with her scimitar. She's going to make a strength save. And she fails, so she is prone, so you have advantage on this attack with your scimitar.
Oh, nice.
As you bash her with the shield.
so that'll be a 16
Yep, that hits.
for 8 points of damage.
Okay. You hit her for the 8 points of damage as she's on the ground, and she closes her eyes, opens them a second, takes a deep breath, and says, "I yield."
Yes, I got my money. Thanks, Plant. Woo!
I put my scimitar away. I put a hand down to help her up.
She takes your hand and stands. "What are you?"
I am Sarani.
She turns back into her human form. I am Azara.
Well met and well thought. Come, let's get a drink with my winnings. I head towards the door.
Okay. You each get a bag of gold. Did you bet any money on yourself, Sarani?
I told Vasir to do it, or I told Angus to do it. I told him to bet whatever I had.
Did you do that, David?
Yeah, I should have done. I think I forgot. So
Well,
can
how-
we excuse that by virtue of the fact that it's been
Yes,
a week?
yes.
Or
How
do
mu-
we in universe make it that Declan was just stood there so busy jamming on the banjo that he completely forgot?
Declan did. How much did Sarani have originally?
60.
Okay, well, Sarani, you now have 50 in winnings from winning the fight, and 120 from your bet.
I also
total.
put 250 on Sarani.
Okay, so you
Just
now
wanted to-
have 500 gold instead of 250, which makes up for your loss.
It does, yes. I'm breaking even.
Yeah.
You
So-
break even.
I grabbed the 50 gold and I put it in. I'm like, Declan, did you get our winnings?
Yes, I just have to go and collect them now.
Sarani walks up with the tigress, who looks at you, looks at Declan, and then looks at Sarani and says, "Is this your sponsor?"
My sponsor.
If you are to become a professional fighter here, you need to have a sponsor.
I am
Yes.
not a sponsor.
Yes,
I
yes,
prefer
yes.
the term manager. And as manager, I of course do take 25%.
For Sarani, you're taking all of it. So that's like,
Yes, but one needs to maintain a front in front of these people.
yeah.
I am, of course, taking on other clients if you were ever interested in having somebody to represent you. What am I doing? We're leaving the city. What am I doing?
It's because Angus can't turn down a good con. That's the problem. It's
Oh my
I'm Declan.
God.
I'm pretending to be Declan so I can get the hell out of Dodge.
And now
There's
you're
money
taking.
What? There's money involved? Sure, I'll take some.
Azara says, "I don't know you, but I am in the market. Perhaps you can explain to me exactly how managing benefits me."
Well, as Sorani has already kindly offered to bring you out for a drink, perhaps we could discuss it later on this evening. Although I do have another pressing engagement that I will need to get to. We will find the time, but right now, I do not know if you saw it earlier, but my other good friend Ironfist did not have the best showing in the ring, so I think I need to check that he's not too badly bruised.
She nods and turns to Sarani. "Come, Sarani, you promised me a drink."
I did. I walk all the way back to the bar where we're at, to where we stay. I have no other frame of reference to where to get a drink.
There's a bar here, and it looks like a bar, so you would be aware of what it is.
Okay, so
Yeah.
look, yes, I'll take her over and buy a drink. So that was quite a display of prowess. What was that animal you turned into? I've never seen one.
It is a tiger.
A tiger.
The lands that I come from, they are quite common, and the greatest predator.
Ah. Where I come from, the greatest predator would be... Well, I'm not sure. Gricks give us quite a bit of problem because they hide very well and they hunt in packs. Or maybe the Cataloblipus. But you can see them coming.
What is this, what is a grick?
It looks like a snake with a bird beak and tentacles around this beak.
She makes this, disgusted look. That sounds awful.
Oh yes, terrible creatures. They taste fine though. If you can skin them, their hide is very tough.
I have eaten my share of snakes, but none with a beak.
Yes. Well, deep underground things are different. So, are you a protector of the wild like I am? You can shape your forms?
Not exactly. My shape-shifting is not my choice. I have learned how to control it, but it is not something that I chose for myself.
Hmm. You have adapted nicely, though.
She smiles and takes that as a compliment. Thank you. So
Well,
you are not from the city, obviously, unless you were planted here.
no, I am from below. I have just recently come above to this place with my friends. We are on a mission of sorts, and it seems that they would like to leave. Just he waves his hand. Yes, no. I'm like, we are staying at the. I forgot the name of the place. Right.
The Arrow.
Yeah. We are staying at the Arrow. If you would like to come by and see us tomorrow, and he nods, puts down a gold piece for the drinks, and goes.
Walks back over to the rest of the party.
Yeah. Well, no, he goes. I will see you tomorrow. And gives her the one eye and a thumbs up, and then wanders off to the party.
She kind of gives an amused chuckle. Well, Declan, I would like to speak with Declan more. He seems an interesting fellow, and so do you. The bite. I'm terribly sorry if anything comes of it.
Oh, it will be fine.
She nods. I try not to, but you hit me in such a way that it enraged me, and there are times where the bestial nature within is difficult to control. I do apologize.
No need to apologize. It was a good bite.
Yes, I just hope that your odd physiology will prevent anything from coming of it. You see,
Oh,
well, perhaps that thing they have in the arena that suppresses some of the curse. Perhaps it will prevent you from gaining what I have.
oh. I'll be fine. Don't you worry, little one. And Sarani walks off.
Hey, Sarani.
Yeah.
Well, I should say Rick.
Yes.
Scale of 1 to 10, how much would you like Sarani to be a were-tiger?
I would love that shit so much.
He just gets really fuzzy.
I'm just wondering how it would work.
Yeah.
Period.
I
don't understand.
I don't know either. That's why I haven't decided if it's going to happen or not, but he definitely failed the roll.
It's like some teenager's OC where it's like, it's half man, half plant, half were-tiger.
I could just see him, like, turning into this planty version of a tiger. Like, he's got, like, a tiger face growing out of this, plant-like form.
A shrub. Like a shrub carved in the shape of a
Yeah, like
tiger.
a topiary.
Oh, yeah, he's a topiary tiger. Oh, my God.
I would have to say, that would scare the ever-loving bejesus out of anybody that saw me do it.
He's this topiary tiger, and his stripes are all made of mushrooms and fungus, and there's just bugs crawling all over him. Oh my God, that's disgusting.
I just have this image in our head of us, like, in 20 episodes' time, where we're having to infiltrate some fancy garden party, and he's just, like, frozen in place the way he's been, and now he's, like,
he gets rooted in place like a topiary tiger. Oh my God. A chia pet in the shape of a tiger. That's what chat said. All right. Moving
As
on.
long- I'm okay with
Oh,
being
God.
a lycanthrope in any character except for a were-rat.
All right.
Like, they are the most useless were creature that D&D's ever made.
You are gonna hurt Monday Night's feelings because they have 3 were-rats in the Legion right now.
They're useless. I hate were-rats.
Well, they are part of their Spy Masters squad. So,
they're fine for cannon fodder, but
all
you don't
right.
want to be one. You
All right,
don't
all
want
right.
to be one.
Well, I will decide what's going to happen with the lycanthropy later on. It's not the full moon for a while. So, good luck. Anyway, the fights wrap up. Visir and Luna, you were sitting outside. Declan, Sarani eventually comes back over to all of you. You're sitting there with Mirth. Visir and Luna were outside. I don't know if the two of you outside caught the end of the match, or if you have stayed outside.
Well, I guess Luna did because she yelled for me to come on. That's why I was leaving.
Oh, I thought that was her yelling for you to win the match.
That was out of character, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that
Oh.
was our
Yeah.
that was our character.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's why I said I was leaving. Otherwise,
Cheering.
I would still be over there talking to her.
Okay.
If they're not.
All right. Well, then let's decide if that was in character or not. If it was, then you went back over.
Oh.
If not, then you're still talking to Azara.
It was out of character.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll have small talk with her. I don't know much, so.
Okay.
She could just probably just give him details about where she lives and
Yeah.
how her
Yeah.
how her society works wherever that is.
But in the meantime, Visir, how long are you spending outside?
Probably a good solid 20 or so minutes, just kind of getting my head straight.
Okay. Luna, you came back in after he said he needed some time alone, or you just sat there with him?
I stayed with him silently.
Okay.
Yeah, he didn't usher her away no, I need to be alone. If she decided to stay, he wasn't gonna fight her off.
Okay. All right. Some other amateur matches begin down in the arena. Nothing too crazy. Nothing that maybe you guys are concerned with, or maybe you want to place bets on a few. If you do, we can deal with that through just some downtime gambling. But in the meantime, Sarani is over there at the bar, standing and speaking, and Declan, you and Mirth sitting there watching these just kind of amateur bouts go on.
I did note that I was going to go out and check on Visir, so
Okay.
I'd probably be doing that right
Okay.
about
That makes
now.
sense.
Just sort of pop my head out, sort of see him probably just sort of still slumped on a bench.
Yes, he is out there.
Yeah, you can tell he's still feeling kind of down about the entire thing.
I'm not sure if it's much comfort to you, but I think you lasted a lot longer than I would have had I gone up against that brute.
I don't know. Maybe. You're pretty good yourself, so I think you sell yourself a little short.
I think you and I have some martial prowess in common, in that we both try to avoid getting hit as much as possible.
Yeah, a lot of good that did me, right?
I know you're very into your morning workout routine, the flips and all that sort of thing. Maybe I should start joining you in that. We can work together to improve your reflexes. I admit that much of the military education that my parents paid for has not been particularly useful for me, but one of the things that I was told by my tutor is that you learn more from your failures than from your successes.
Yeah,
Perhaps that
I
can
know.
be-
I just wonder if the thing that I'm learning from this particular failure is that I'm never going to be as good as my brother.
Galador is your brother?
No. But he's very much like my brother. Very big, very strong, hits extremely hard. I met him about. I met him when he came to visit the monastery when I was about 16 or so. He wanted to check up on me when he found out that, well, I was there. He didn't really know he had a brother for a little while. And, well, we sparred, and he kicked my butt pretty bad. And told me I needed to toughen up. He said he was going to go on an adventure to, something about freeing our people from the shackles or something like that. I didn't really understand. But I asked if I could go, and he said I need to be way stronger before I can accompany him. So I told him that I'd get really, really strong, and then eventually we'd meet up on the other side of Oregon, and then we'd have a nice little sparring match, and I'd show him that I was capable. But no matter how much I train, I'm still a little guy, and I don't hit hard. I don't do much. I'm just not good enough to do that. I'm not ever gonna be a match for him at this rate.
I will of course admit that I have never personally been to a monastery, but I was given to understand that part of the martial arts that you have been taught is that it's not about landing one solid hit, but that repeated blows to the same place, delivered consistently over time, can still deal a fair bit of damage. Isn't there a lot of breaking boards with one's fist? That sort of thing.
Well, it's a little bit more than that. I mean, that's the basic stuff, right? I was only allowed to leave the monastery myself when I was capable of, well, you know those big ghostly arms that come out of my back sometimes?
Oh, is that what those are?
Yeah.
I thought that might have been a hallucination from all the mushroom spores. those are real?
Yeah, it's a very rare art. The only other person who's able to do it is my master. Well, the one of the monastery. So once I was able to do that, they said I was ready to go out and strike off on my own and try and get stronger on my own. Master said that just being in a monastery all my life isn't going to teach me everything I need to know about the world in order to operate in it. So I needed to go. I was pretty proud of myself when I figured it out. It's essentially just connecting with a version of myself that doesn't exist on this plane. It's like an idealized version of myself that I'm able to visualize and then sort of summon forth to me to do things. It's nice, but evidently mastering that was not enough for me to actually become strong in any fashion.
Declan is going to sort of take a seat next to Vizier and sort of speak quite a whisper, just speaking in his actual normal voice. You know that I have an awful lot going on up here, and what you've just described sounds like something that might be helpful for me. So how about this? You teach me a little bit of your meditation techniques, or however it is you contact this other version of yourself, and I'll teach you a few things that you didn't learn at the monastery. A few things that Captain Kenny taught me. I believe they were referred to earlier tonight as what would be called cheap shots. He is a man, your brother, so he has balls you can kick.
I mean, that's one way of going about it.
As you're saying this, I'm gonna jump in a second. Sarani, you begin talking to her about the ability to shape change and that you could teach her other forms, and she seems truly interested and wondering if it can help her control better her own abilities. And as you kind of are having this conversation, Mirth moves very quickly up to you and tells you that we should go, like, right now. Not in so many words, in a much more Mirth way.
And I look at Mirth and go, again, And I start walking towards the door. Like, I don't say anything to anybody. That's the only word that comes out of his mouth. He just goes, again. And I start walking towards the door.
I'm sorry. Urgent business. Give her a business card or something. Let's go.
Sarani is in a place where nobody judges him, where he made a quick friend just by beating the crap out of them. He's having the time of his life, and you just come over and you're just like, I did some bad stuff. We gotta bounce.
Sarani, I did a thing again.
Yeah, and she says, "Well, have a good evening, Sarani. I will find you at the Arrow."
And he kind of waves just like I know we need to get out of here before we have to fight everything in here.
And so you, the two of you, Angus and Vasir, are having this heartfelt chat about your abilities and trading knowledge when Mirth stumbles out of the door, pulling Sarani behind him. And
lovely night, right? Stars are out. We should enjoy the view in the street. 12 blocks down.
Mirth, what did you do?
I won a bet. Collected a bet. Great fight. Good fights. Lots of peanuts. You wanna go eat them in the park?
You seem okay. I'm not even ask question.
Oh God!
I am guessing we definitely have to go then. If this gets me barred from here forever, by the way, I'm gonna be extremely upset with you.
Trust me, they have no idea it was I who collected the bet that I placed and then took. We should go. I have peanuts. Come here, I have peanuts. Let's go. I throw him a bag of peanuts and then speed walk down the street.
Oh my God!
What's a peanut?
Just gonna slap a companionable hand against Vasir's thigh and sort of stand up and sort of re-enter the Declan persona. Come along now, I have a brilliant idea for how to turn that frown upside down. Mirth and I have already discussed it. It's a surprise for you. We were hoping, of course, that you would win your bout, but still, we can go. Just gonna grab your arm.
I don't want to. If this has anything to do with going out and stealing something or whatever, I don't think that's gonna be something that's gonna make me happy.
Insulting. You think all I do is steal?
I think it's one of the things that brings a smile to your face.
No, that would be Declan.
Bring a smile to my face.
Which Mirth is has a ridiculous smile on his face this entire time.
Yeah. You said steal, I said no, that's Declan. And then I lean down and go, is that right, Angus? Declan?
I'm trying to imagine a secret agent film of Sarani.
Learning.
Like a shrub in a tuxedo walking around. Trying to be super
that's a topiary tiger. That would be a topiary tiger in a suit. Okay. That would be a topiary tiger in a tuxedo. A tuxedoed topiary tiger.
Oh my God!
I didn't understand what Angus.
Just sort of breathing really heavily, really, really irritated, and just saying, "See, the sooner I learn these meditation techniques of yours, I think the better for everybody here."
I'll
yes,
see what I can do in the morning.
Declan, Aberford Blythe, at your increasingly irritated service.
And you guys leave the bullpen, heading in whichever direction you choose to go. Some of you, I believe, are headed to the Golden Orchid, but I don't know if all of you are. And
I'm following Declan.
Okay.
Just gonna sort of Declan too. Fall back a little bit and have a quiet word with Luna. If you wanted me to still have a bit of a conversation with Vasir, now would be a time that I could do that. If you wanted to head back to the inn, we could meet you there later.
Yeah, I was actually going to the inn. Where are you guys gonna go?
See you later.
We will.
Why?
Goodbye.
We're gonna take a quick break, and when we come back, we will see what other antics these.
Mirth is going to
folks.
follow Luna back to the tavern right before we close.
Okay, that's fine. Mirth is gonna go back to the tavern. Angus and Vasir are gonna go off with Sarani following them.
Alrighty.
And Sarani, you now have a bunch of gold. I don't know what your plans are to do with it, but you have a bunch of it. And Vasir, you now have very little gold, and are probably feeling rather unfortunate about that.
Yes,
Not
very much
exactly how I thought things were going to turn out with those fights, but that's the way the dice tumble sometimes.
What am I gonna do? He rolled really well.
He rolled ridiculously well. All right, we will be right back after this quick break.
I will be right back after I go to the bathroom.
Exactly. All right. We have returned. All right. I'm gonna... Okay. You all are headed to the Golden Orchid. When you arrive, it is a it is a building in Midland Yards. Closer to Midland Hills than it would be to Shadeside. It is a one-story building that is finely decorated upon the outside to look quite stately. The door to this building is a red, kind of a cherry maple style door. Just this gorgeous red-brown stain. And painted upon it is a lily, an orchid, a gilded orchid, painted upon the door in gold paint.
So it's the white orchid?
It is the golden orchid. The golden orchid. And you see it there. You're at the door.
I don't want to interrupt you. I just wanted to be able to have a little bit of conversation with Visir sort of as we were walking towards it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was just going to sort of ask him, I know it may seem a little cruel to ask it now, but was there anything you particularly had in mind for the prize money that you hope to earn?
Oh, well, it's kind of dumb, but you know how I asked Luna a while back what she wanted as far as like any gifts if I were to give her one, and she said that she was fond of black clothes. She said leather, but I figured any black clothes would probably do. And I went to a place and I asked them if they could make something for her. And well, first they asked me what her measurements were. I don't know. And then they told me that if I wanted to make one that was like really, really good for her, like super good, it was gonna cost a lot of money, like 300 at least. And then if that, I would need to pay extra if I wanted it to be made quickly, and it was gonna cost a lot. So I was planning on just making a decent amount so I could perhaps get it made nice and fast for her. But it didn't end up working out, so I guess it doesn't really matter.
I would offer to lend you some money, but I am a little strapped for cash myself at the moment.
Well, I wouldn't.
As for the question of her measurements, I may have something of an idea that could help. Sort of right as we arrive at the Golden Orchid.
So Serrani leans in and is like, "How much is it?"
At least 300 gold, and probably an extra 100, I would say, to make it made quickly.
I can give you 100.
I don't want you guys to give me money for this. This is just something that was a personal thing.
I have no need for it. Which, I mean...
Well, you could definitely use it for other stuff for yourself. I mean, it's your money. Do with it what you want to do with it.
I want to give it to you.
It just... I don't know. It doesn't really feel right for some reason.
You could... Well, how about if it's payment for you keeping me from making problems? Because you've taught me quite a bit. I should repay you for that.
I I mean, I guess that probably works. Thanks. I appreciate the thought, Sarani.
Very well. If you change your mind, what is this establishment?
I don't know. It looks good. Smells good.
Oh, it definitely smells good.
Smells
Maybe it's
like
a restaurant.
smells like flowers and something else.
I don't know. Is this like a special restaurant or something, Declan?
Something of. Ronnie, you were saying earlier that you are hoping that we can find a way for people to become accustomed to your unusual appearance without being immediately scared. Has there been any progress?
No.
Hmm.
The only thing I could think of was to be a different animal, but then when I turn back into me, they still get scared. So I figure if the longer I spend like this in a city, people will start to stop looking.
How long can you be an animal for, precisely?
About 2-3 hours.
Okay, and you know what dogs look like, right?
No.
Did
Cats?
Just gonna go with it. Just go.
You saw that rather fierce
Yes.
lady
Yes,
that you were fighting. Could
yeah.
you become
One of
something
those?
like that, but very, very small, very, very cute? I believe we call them kittens.
Kittens?
Like
Yes.
like a baby version of that.
I would have to see one. Do you have one? Are they tasty?
I have, at certain times in my life, been forced to the brink, but I've never been forced to eat.
I'm not comfortable with this idea of eating cats. Sorry,
no,
not
no,
everything's food.
This establishment, although colloquially known as a cat house, does not actually contain cats.
Well, then why call it that?
I'm confused. Let's
You
go
guys-
inside.
you guys are
Sonny opens the door and goes inside.
You, Sarani, you barge into the Golden Orchid.
No, I calmly step inside and wait 30 seconds.
You
I don't
calmly
wait 50 anymore. It's 30 seconds.
You calmly step inside the Golden Orchid, taking up the majority of the entranceway, which is small and intimate. It smells of various aromatic flowers, and the walls are painted a kind of a deep red color with gold trim. There's nice entryway table and mirror, and
A mirror?
yes, there's a mirror.
I've never seen one of those before.
Well, you're seeing yourself then in the mirror.
That's weird.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna.
Sorani
come
kind of
inside.
moves. He's like, what sort of he's touching the mirror. He's like, what sort of magic is this?
Oh, it's not a mirror. It's not magic. It's just glass that's been made really, 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 really fine, so that you can see yourself in it.
That's what I look like.
Yeah.
Impressive.
A kind of husky, dripping voice says as she enters the room, "I don't know. To some people, what you see in the mirror might be magical. Gentlemen, my name is Lilith. It is wonderful to meet you." And she holds out a hand.
I just kind of like shake her hand. Like, my name's Vasir. Pleasure to meet you.
She without missing a beat, Lilith, as you shake her hand sort of clumsily, she takes your hand with the other hand and holds it the proper way that you would greet a lady, and she like moves your hand around very gently, smiling at you the whole time, and like she reaches out and caresses your cheek, Vasir, and says, "It's like this, dear, like this."
Oh, why?
You're so cute.
Thank you.
I am dreadfully sorry for the nervousness of my young companion here. We were hoping that you would be able to help us. You see, Visir has developed something of a crush on a companion of ours and wishes to purchase a piece of tailored clothing for her, but to, of course, keep it quite disguised. I was hoping that you had here in your employ a woman of a similar shape and build that we might use to get as close to an accurate measurement of what Luna's body would be to assist with the production of this garment. I would, of course, pay entirely for the time, as is the custom.
Angus, Declan, they are very strange, like immensely hospital here.
She
Yes,
she smiles at you, and she like takes everything that you say in, like kind of with a lilting laugh at certain things, especially at at you mentioning Vasir's nervousness, and she says to you, Vasir, "Be at ease," and she looks over to you, Angus, as you say all this, and she says, "I am most certain that we can help. You must be Declan."
Ah, you have heard of me. Of course, the Aberford Blythe family are quite well known.
Yes, well, I believe a mutual friend said that you might be coming by, and that this lovely creature would be coming along with you, and she places a hand on whatever she assumes is Sarani's shoulder.
Oh,
I must remember to thank God for giving you the heads up.
they are extremely friendly here.
Here in the city.
Of course.
Why is this called a cat house if you have no cats?
She
Yeah, I have the same question.
She belly laughs. Oh my. Declan, you did not properly prepare your friends.
I did the best that I could. They are not easy to acclimatize to the proper manners and graces of society. I hope that the girls in your employ will not find them too objectionable.
The girls in my employ find no one objectionable. That's why we have the reputation that we do.
I just want to know who's going to be, which scenario is going to be more awkward. Some girl and Vasir being awkward, or Sarani and the girl being awkward.
I feel like
it's going to go worse.
I feel like Sarani is going to be fine.
Are any of your girls, by any chance, skilled with gardening tools for my friend here? He could do with a pruning.
Knives, yes. Gardening tools, no.
Never mind. It was merely a joke on my behalf.
Oh, I'm
been...
quite aware. She smiles. I would like you, Declan, and she places she kind of like touches a finger to your nose and then to your chest, and says, "I would like you to come with me. Specifically, I will make arrangements for your friends. If you all will follow me, I will take you to some places you can get comfortable."
Okay. I'm still not entirely certain as to what this place is. You're not a restaurant?
Of a sorts. We do accommodate one's tastes here. With what I would say are great delicacies.
Okay.
Just for clarification, is Mirth here with us?
No.
No.
Mirth went back to the
He
inn.
did come up and got out of this situation.
Declan,
I'm not a bad boy. I'm a good boy.
She begins walking down the hallway. She is wearing she is wearing the dress you see in the token upon the screen, and she turns and leads you down the hall. She is absolutely a sight to see, and it is 100% on purpose. She
Vasir's got like a thought appears in his head, and he's just like, "Oh, she did call me cute." Excuse me, ma'am. You called me cute earlier, and I thought that was kind of nice for you to say. So, please, if I may, you're actually a very lovely woman yourself.
Thank you.
Just thought I'd say that. Figure that's polite.
You are adorable. She opens the door. I'm sorry. Vasir, was that the name? She looks to Declan and then back to you.
Yes, Vasir Iron Fist. That's the full name. I know Iron Fist is a little strange, but I didn't have a last name, so they just kind of like gave me one.
Do you always talk this much when you're so nervous?
I talk a lot all the time, especially when I'm nervous. So not really a whole lot of difference. But I'm not sure what to be nervous about right now. I feel like something's about to happen, and I don't really know what it is, but I'm not sure how to feel about it.
Don't worry, my friend. I have arranged everything for you. You will be able to obtain the measurements that you require for the garment that you wish to purchase for Luna. And then I'm going to turn back to Sarani. I know that I have, at times in the past, given you the advice that if I should scream, that you should come in and save me. I think in this situation, quite the opposite. If I scream, presume that things are going well. Wink and follow after her.
So she...
In before she gets succubus.
Okay. She opens the first door and motions for Vasir to come closer with a single finger. And she says... Darling, if you'll wait in here, one of my attendants will be in to see you shortly. I'm sure that you'll find she can help you with everything that you need. And,
Okay.
You'll be nervous, I'm sure, but it's all right. I promise you will have a lovely, lovely time.
Well, that's good to know.
And she kind of holds the door open to you.
He'll just kind of walk inside, still scratching his head, curious.
There's the room has like a fireplace and a love seat and a bed, and is kind of draped with many curtains around the room. And she, I feel like you would look around and be like, what the hell, in a very Vasir way, and she kind of shuts the door before you get the chance to ask any further questions.
Okay.
And you're left in this room. The fire is roaring and the couch looks quite comfy, but there's also a bed in here. It's a full
sit on the couch for a little bit.
It's a full 4-post bed, in all its glory.
Not sure why there's a bed in here. Is this an inn? I don't.
She leads the other two of you to the next room, and she opens the door for Sarani and says, if you wouldn't mind waiting here, I will have one of the girls to come and see you, although I don't know what exactly she can do to help. I do believe Declan mentioned something about pruning, but he's paying, so whatever you need.
Walks in with shears.
Sarani ducks under what I'm assuming is a lower ceiling, a lower doorway, and stands it. Is there a fire in this room too?
There's a fireplace with a fire going. Yes.
I put it out.
Okay. And you are left in there.
Carefully.
Yes, you're left in there staring at the smoldering fire. She leads you into a room, Declan, and closes the door behind you.
I am afraid that you do have something of a disadvantage. Gerd has obviously forewarned you of our arrival, but I believe it has been slightly rude of me to have not asked for your name in return, madam.
My name is Lilith.
Oh, you did say that. Okay, yeah.
Yes.
Me just forgetting.
That's
Right.
okay. And yes, Gerd did make me aware of your arrival. He said that you were looking for a place like this, and we will take quite good care of your friend Vasir. She...
Might I inquire if you are a friend of Gerd, or if you are, and switching into Thieves' Cant, in the business?
She, I know those signs that you are giving to me, that they have a purpose. I've seen them many times before. I'm not unfamiliar with your line of work, but I don't know that I know exactly what your meaning is by them. However, I will say that Gerd and I have been business associates in the past. At least, the tall fellows and I.
I merely asked if I am slightly indebted to himself. I do owe him a favor of sorts, and if he is a friend of yours, then perhaps you have called in a favor from him that in turn I could fulfill. If that is the case, I will of course do whatever it is that you might need. Equally, that offer stands regardless. I'm an associate of Gerd's, but if you have need of somebody with a little social decorum and clever hands, in any way, shape, or form, I am available for hire.
You are quite accommodating, and whatever I need, you say. She smiles.
Again, before she's a succubus.
She smiles a very, very seductive smile as you say that. Sit here, why don't you? And she pats a love seat that is by the fireplace. You've seen into the other rooms, and this one is much, much nicer than the other rooms.
Just going to brush down my puffy onion pants and try to find a way to sit comfortably while wearing them.
She begins untying the laces on her dress as she walks away from you. Still speaking to you. And she walks behind one of those kind of folded screens. And when she comes out the other side as she's speaking to you, she's wearing a very loose-fitting robe. The robe is completely untied, and she is not really concerned with hiding anything as she continues to speak with you. Gerd had mentioned that some of your fellows were interested in speaking with the city council.
We are, of course, interested in sending word of a rather troubling development to the south of here. If you are able to assist with that, it would be invaluable.
She walks around behind the chair you're sitting in, and as she does, she runs a finger along your shoulders and behind your neck and comes around in front of you. And she says as she comes around the front of the chair, I am interested in helping you. There are things that I do need to be done, and I do have access to some of the men of the city council. And she straddles you as she says this and kind of looks directly into your eyes.
What is it that a humble party of adventurers could possibly do to earn your favor?
She smiles rather widely. Well, let's see what you can do first, and then we can talk about that. And
oh, you better do well.
And then we will switch over to Vasir.
Vasir is currently just kind of like sitting on the couch, looking at the fireplace. He's got his legs kind of folded up underneath him, as he's like trying to do a little bit of meditation, as far as waiting around is concerned.
Who knew? I introduce heavy undertones of sex into the game, and suddenly we're at 17 viewers. So
Hey, the only thing keeping us from being over 20.
oh
The only
god.
thing keeping us from being over 20 is you haven't picked the cat up yet.
That's true.
It actually was
He's
up to
sleeping
18.
over there.
I asked you to turn into a cat and you refused.
That's absolutely true.
know what
Vasir,
it's like.
you are sitting there going through some of your meditations, and the door opens and closes.
He'll kind of glance over to see who just entered.
A young woman, about your age, has entered the room, and she is wearing a robe and nothing else. And again, it is tied just enough to keep things a little bit modest.
Hi. Are you the attendant?
She nods.
I'm
Ali.
Vasir. Pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure. You've never been here before, have you?
I am still entirely confused as to what I am doing here.
She laughs, and she walks up to you. And are you like in your meditative sitting pose, or where are you?
Yeah, he's got his legs kind of folded under him on the couch. But when she approaches, he'll go ahead and straighten his legs out, and I probably actually stand up to greet her properly, I guess.
She walks up, and can you show me what you are doing? I'd like to. Was that some kind of meditation?
Oh yes, it's one of the many that I've been taught. I trained at a monastery for a long time, and they taught me a lot of different ways in which to think about things. And being able to think very deeply about things is one of the most important aspects towards sort of having good self-discipline, so to speak. Well, the one that I was doing just now was a sort of a replay thing. It's hard to describe. It's something that you kind of have to just be able to understand. But the idea is you replay an entire scenario in your head, and then you think of all of the things you realistically could have done differently in that scenario that would have led to a different outcome. And right now I'm kind of thinking about getting my butt kicked back at the bullpen.
Was that a good thing or a bad thing?
Well, I didn't enjoy it, and as such, I would probably classify it as a bad thing.
Can I maybe help you do something you would enjoy?
Sure. Got any ideas?
Absolutely.
She just gets out like a board game or something. It's just like, have you ever heard of
Absolutely.
Monopoly?
She holds her hand out to you.
Well, he has been taught how he's supposed to shake hands in this establishment anyway, so he'll go ahead and do the usual of just lightly grabbing her fingers and giving it a small like lob.
She smiles and gives like a faux curtsy as you do, and then she turns and leads you in the direction of the bed.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I guess sleeping's probably pretty relaxing.
Just take your vest off and lay down on your stomach.
Are we gonna bounce together?
Okay. He'll take his vest off and lay on his stomach.
She begins to massage your shoulders. I can hear you. You're not holding the button.
Sorry.
He wasn't saying anything.
He's gonna be a little confused at first, but he'll just kind of like let her do her thing for a bit. But he's definitely never had this before, so it's a new experience.
Don't tense up so much. It'll be easier if you don't. Kind of loosen up.
Sorry, I'm used to being tense.
I thought monks were used to being loose.
Kind of. It depends on the way in which you are sudden and sharp, and they kind of require lots of tense movements.
Well, this does not. Just relax. I'm not going to do anything you wouldn't want to be done. I was told that you need measurements for a dress for a young lady?
Oh, yeah. I don't... It's hard to say. Does she... Having looked at her, does she look around the same size as Luna? Like, all things considered?
I'm gonna say that, yeah. Gerd probably gave them all a decent description of the party, or at least I feel like Declan would have given Lilith a description at the very least. And you think that, well, she asks you that, and you kind of look over at her, and you're like, yeah, she's probably about the right size.
Need some measurements. I'm not sure how much it's gonna actually work for me. I'm gonna need a lot more than...
You're cutting in and out. I don't know. I'm not sure why.
God damn it.
I'm wondering if it might just have to do with all the things that I have connected right now.
Again,
My
I'm
desk
not sure.
is a wire maze right now.
I'm not sure if it's coming across to everyone, but your microphone is just making your voice sound really deep, which is sort of hilarious because it's like this is trying to put on.
I'm hearing that.
Yeah, that was happening.
Well, gee, I don't really know how to fix that.
No, it's better now. It's better now.
Okay.
Um,
I probably have a bunch of like settings turned on. Probably no, that's not it.
no, you're fine. It's fine now.
Okay.
Whenever you moved your microphone.
Yeah, basically
or
whenever I like bump the desk or anything, I think is what happens.
okay. Well, now that you moved it back, it seems to be working fine.
Okay. So yeah, he'll nod to her. Yeah, I do kind of need some measurements. I'm not sure how much it's going to actually help me at all, considering. Well, I only have 100 gold right now, and so that's not going to be enough for the dress.
Oh, that's quite disappointing. Were you trying?
Yeah.
You said you were that you got into a fight earlier. Was that a part of your efforts to make some money back?
I was supposed to get some prize money for winning, and then I also bet on myself, and I kind of bet everything that I had.
Quite confident in your own abilities, I see.
Well, usually I do pretty good, all things considered, but I don't know. Lately, I've just not been doing that hot for some reason.
She finishes massaging your back, and it's actually like maybe loosened you up a little bit, maybe not. Tell me,
that was nice.
Tell me, Vasir, have you ever been with a woman before?
Well, I've eaten with women. I've hung out with them. I've traveled with them.
I knew you'd... Okay. She kind of laughs. Vasir, have you ever been with a woman before?
He's trying really hard right now. He's like, the answer I gave is not the one that she wanted. What might she possibly be referring to right now? And then he's just like a bit of realizational dawn on him. Oh no, I have not ever, at all, no, I've never done that.
She's like smiling behind her hand, so trying not to embarrass you at all. And I didn't think so, but I wanted to ask. She stands up. Why don't we take care of the measurements first? And she pulls out of her pocket a a tape measure for making dresses. I'm assuming you didn't bring one of these, so I brought one in with me. And she holds it out to you. Do you know how to use this?
I feel like you know the answer to that question.
Well, you just remember the tailor had shown you what measurements he needed by doing it on you.
True, he did. I guess I do, yeah.
All right. This is going to get in the way. And she takes the robe off and is standing completely naked in front of you. Go ahead.
Okay, alright. Alright. Whew. Okay. Yeah, I'll be... alright, let's do this. Yeah, sure.
Calm down. It is fine.
I'm sorry, just, first time of this ever.
You'll be fine. She holds her. She turns around. She turns around so that her back is to you, and she holds her arms out to either side, and just kind of like makes like it's not a big deal, and is just like, well, go ahead.
And he will do the measurements on her.
Okay.
And, see whether or not it seems accurate.
Okay. So you do that, and we'll find out. And she picks the robe back up off the ground and tucks herself into it and kind of turns back around to you. I didn't mean to make you uncomfortable. I'm sorry.
No. It's fine. You're helping me, and that's good. You're fine. This is all me. Just being awkward again.
I will leave this to you. We can sit and just enjoy a quiet evening by the fire, talking. And you can tell me about this lovely young lady that you're buying a dress for. Or we can do what your friend paid me to do, which you've never done before, but I don't want to make things uncomfortable for you.
Look, has nothing to do with you. You are a very pretty lady. But I think I'd prefer to just sit by the fire and talk.
Would you like a drink?
Sure.
All right. There's a cabinet, and she pours you each a drink and brings one over to you and sits down kind of with her legs folded under her on the side of the couch and pats the seat next to her for you to come sit.
He goes and he sits next to her. It's still somewhat awkward. And then another thought pops into his head as he's like, oh no, Sarani.
And as you think that, she says, so what's the name of the girl with the dress? And she hands you your drink, or she kind of, as you kind of sit down, and we will switch over to Sarani.
This is gonna be good.
Sarani, you are standing there staring down at the fireplace after putting the fire out, wondering why in the gods' names would anyone want to put a fire in a house.
Well, I only know of two gods, so
that's true.
Yeah. I turn around and face the door and just I try to root myself.
You can't.
I can't.
No, there's a floor.
I'm like. It's like it's carpet and
yes,
wood. I'm like, this is. He's just like, if it's wood, I should be able to. This is so strange. Humans are so weird.
A half-elf woman steps into the room. She is wearing a lovely dress, and she closes the door behind her and looks at you. You can. If you can make an insight roll on her.
Nope.
Okay. She takes you in, she looks you up and down and takes your form in. No wonder why she asked if I was good at gardening. Well, come on. And she walks towards the bed.
Come on.
Greetings, small one.
Hello. Are you Sarani?
Yes, and you are.
Nala.
It is a pleasure to meet you, Nala.
So polite. And you as well. Sarani, do you know why you're here?
I followed Declan.
Let me ask you, does your kind procreate?
I have no idea. I'm the only one of my kind.
Do you want to find out?
Yes, that would be a most advantageous undertaking.
All right. Well, come on. And she walks over to the bed and pats it. And we'll switch back to Declan. Oh, God. Declan, you are sitting with Lilith.
Is he here?
Is he? David, are
Sorry,
you here?
I've been logging in and out trying to get my Twitch stream to update so I can reapply my Prime Club. It is dark web design. They just actively want you to pay for it, so screw it. It's a $5. I am now supporting you, and it will auto-renew, so I don't have to worry about it.
Oh, why, thank you. I am sorry that it is like that.
It is not your fault. It is Amazon. I hate them.
Yeah,
Blame Jeff Bezos.
I do. I blame him for most things. Declan, you are sitting with Lilith, probably after the fact. I think there are things you can help
Did I
me
roll
with.
Constitution?
Go for it. Why are you rolling Constitution? She's not a succubus.
Yeah, but still, it's pretty acrobatic and athletic, what we just did, so...
Of course it is. Go ahead and roll Constitution. Oof, you're falling asleep.
I'm such a man!
Oh, God. So, she runs a finger down your chest, and if you start to fall asleep, she kind of, she'll kind of slap or tug somewhere to get you to wake up. You can use your imagination as to what or where.
I'm awake. I'm awake.
Business.
Of course. You said that you have several members of the city council that you are familiar with. Is there anyone in particular you think might be willing to hear my party out?
Oh, yes. The Minister of Theology would be quite remiss if his congregation learned that he frequented our establishment. He would be very, very apt to listen to anyone that I sent his way.
And does this individual have a name, or will that cost me a little more?
You're already pretty in debt to me and Gerd so far. You keep wanting to dig yourself deeper, huh?
I think one of my ancestors might have been a miner. I just have that instinct in me.
I will give you a name and all that you require to meet with him. You can tell him that I sent you and that he should be very kind and open-minded to what you have to say. I will require a favor from you, but you must understand that I expect my favors to be repaid in full. One way or another. If you thought that what we did here was acrobatic, you should see me when I'm unhappy.
Angus is alarmingly turned on. I would, of course, prefer to stay on your good side. And I should let you know I am not in the business of accruing debts that I cannot repay.
She rolls out of bed and kind of purposely moves in a slow circle around the bed, and she goes, "Every side of mine is a good side."
Then I shall not possibly be able to get on your bad one.
Very good. I need information. Information from people who don't like to show their face in places like my establishment. Information from people about people who don't like to show their face anywhere. You seem like the type, considering the little hand signals you were giving me earlier, that might be able to find your way into those circles. Would you not be?
I like to think of myself as something of a social butterfly. There is no place where people might gather where Declan de Aberford Blythe cannot insert himself. I do tend to annoy people once I'm there, but I get in.
These people are very dangerous, and they cannot know that you are sent by me. If they do, well... She, runs a finger across her neck. And I would be very remiss if someone of your talents would be unable to revisit my establishment.
Then, if anybody asks, I have not had the pleasure of your acquaintance. You are in high demand, and a man even of my stature remains on the waiting list.
She sits on the edge of the bed and leans back on her hands, crossing her legs. I will get you the details. There's an organization of our nature, the kind that does things that are not exactly on the level. They are becoming very, very powerful and very, very dangerous. And yet no one knows who is in charge of them. I would very much like to know who it is. Do you think you could find that out for me?
I shall ferret out whatever information you require. Simply tell me an associate of yours that I can pass this information along to. If it is important that you and I not be connected, then it's probably best that I do not return here. At least, not in the short term.
Well, at the very least, in the past 20 minutes, we'll say, it was extremely important that you and I be connected.
She,
I love that you're assuming she wasn't pegging him. That's a possibility.
That is true.
Oh, God.
That is true.
All right.
Oh, no. Plot twist. She's a level 12 bard with, like, proficiency in whips.
Yes. She, the councilman's name is Vecca Altland.
So is that Vecca or Vicar?
Vecker. He is the Minister of Theology, as I said. When you make an appointment to see him, tell him that a young lady of a fine establishment in the city, which has been blessed by his patronage, by the patronage of the churches, has recommended that you two meet. That should open his door quite quickly to your presence. And then just deliver my message about keeping his little secret our little secret. I will warn you that he is dangerous as well. He has the power of the churches behind him. And, so don't push his buttons or be cross with him. You can also let him know that his next visit will be on the house if he helps you.
I will keep that in my back pocket. Better not to give him anything unless we can get it out of him another way.
Well, you just keep that in case you need to smooth things over. And she rolls over and, like, so that she's kind of leaning on her elbows and touches the tip of your nose again, the way she did when she first told you to come with her. Now, as for my favor, I am not quite sure how you can get in touch with these people. They keep themselves very, very hidden in the city. Although you should know the usual haunts of people who are in the business of taking things that don't belong to them, including lives.
I know a few places. I have a couple of possible contacts here in the city that might be able to point me in the right direction. I assure you, I shall find you the information that you have requested.
She nods. The name of the organization floating around well, they're called something like Malevolent. I don't think that's a real name. I think that's something that people have placed upon them. A nickname for their organization. People don't like working with them or for them, and some other guilds of our kind have gone suddenly silent in the city at the mention of their name. Some of them permanently so, if you understand my meaning.
Quite. I will endeavor to ensure that I do not become one of these people who have been silenced. I may not have the chance to meet you again, but you will hear from me via some contact as soon as I have the information that you have requested. Although,
we'll meet
I
again.
very much hope that we do meet again.
Oh, we will.
This has been possibly the best day that I have had in months.
She gives a tinkling laugh, and, well, if your constitution can handle it, she kind of rolls over on top of you, and, like, leans her head into her hands. We'll see where else this can go. And, we'll kind of...
completely, totally middle-aged, spent, cannot get it up again.
The scene fades.
I'm sorry, I am no longer a young man.
The scene fades to black. Meanwhile, back at the farm, or the Arrow, Mirth and Luna, you're having a conversation?
Yeah, a little one on the walk home.
Okay.
Mirth is very cheerful this night. He's looking up at the sky and the stars are out, and his purse is making a little jingle as he walks, and he's feeling good. It's been a while since he had something like this, so he's in a good mood.
And Luna asked him, what did he do? And Mirth was like, it's fine, don't worry about it.
Of course he was. That's always what he's like.
It's always okay.
Yeah. So she reminded him that he promised her he'd never do anything reckless, and we were getting some drinks, and he asked her about her home.
Okay.
You thought you had everything you needed, yeah? That sounds nice.
Yeah. It was nice.
It was cold. You live in the mountains, I guess, yeah?
Yeah. It's cool, but you get used to it eventually.
Well, I probably wouldn't. I'm used to the desert. Baking out there. Haven't been there in a few years. Maybe someday. On my way back.
Go back to the desert?
Yeah, I have some unfinished business there with some people. I don't know if they've moved on or not.
Do you mind telling me what kind of people?
Just old
Basically,
friends.
should we be worried about anything, or it's fine?
No, we shouldn't be worried about that thing. The desert is long gone. Most of the people in there have moved on. Had an old family friend who went around the deserts picking up people, picking up things. Just haven't thought of him in a while. Fond memories. Maybe someday. You'd want to go back to your village, right? Your home.
I was thinking that I need to see Beraldi.
Oh, the big mushroom guy, right? With the big head, the wide head.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's nice. He was gonna
But
make you something, right?
but that head though. Anyways, yeah, he was making me something, and I suppose I need to go see it. I think he's done. He's waiting for me, I guess. So I should
That's
be
good.
going soon.
If you don't mind me asking, I'm a little bit curious. What's he making?
Well, I'm not entirely sure.
Huh.
But
Okay.
it's supposed to. Mirth, can I show you something in private?
Yeah, sure, go for it.
So she removes her jacket and she shows you her frozen arm.
Wow.
He's making something to cure this.
That's certainly something.
So basically, I need what he's making me
Oh,
to save
fuck.
myself.
Sorry, hold up. I'm getting an audio issue. I have to join back, and I'll be back in like a minute. Sorry.
Okay. All right. While you're doing that, how long are the rest of you staying at the Orchid? Are you spending the night, or are you heading back once you are all finished?
I'll be heading back anyway. After, well, I don't know, maybe like an hour or so of conversation, I'd probably be like, well, if Declan doesn't come to collect us, Vasir will just kind of excuse himself and wonder where everybody is.
Okay. That's fine. I'm gonna assume that this conversation that Mirth and Luna are having is gonna be done before you get back. So you probably get back to the inn and just go back to your rooms, kind of pondering your experiencings for the evening.
I have something new to meditate about.
Several new things to meditate about.
Was that what we're calling it now?
Oh.
Meditate.
Serrani's going to stay until they come and get him.
Okay. Well, Vasir
I
left
just
without
think
getting
that-
anybody.
Declan is going to sort of like pop ahead into the room, and his sort of immaculate fine clothes are very rumpled, like a couple of buttons put into the wrong holes. His big puffy onion pants are like slightly deflated and depressed compared to normal. I just sort of go, Serrani, I believe, unless you have.
I don't know what was happening. I don't know what was happening in this room, but Serrani's vines are wrapped around the four posts of the bed, and the woman is standing there with a bag of fertilizer.
You did read what I put in the chat, right?
I didn't. I missed it.
Scroll up.
It's terrible.
Oh God, Serrani.
Didn't mean to disturb you.
They grow up so fast.
If you care to join us for breakfast, have fun. And how much would I have had to pay for the evening's festivities?
Are we leaving now?
As I said, this is entirely up to you. If you wish to stay for the evening, and meet us at the inn in the morning, that is entirely your choice.
That's fine. I will leave. He gets up and gives the
She gives
To
her.
the, to
She
the half elf.
she rolls her eyes and gives you the thumbs up back. Her hands are covered in fertilizer and green and green. We'll say that, like up to the elbows. And
I put the Vine thing in there for our anime friends.
wonderful. We could just leave that alone.
And Serenity just kind of stalks up behind you. Did you have a good time, friend?
Oh, yes.
Declan?
I believe that you may have missed an opportunity to learn what sex was, but
No.
And we'll switch back.
before we do, I just want to check, obviously, because I'm paying for.
Yes.
I just need to know how much that would be altogether.
How much do you have?
I have
Probably
currently
gonna be all of it.
How much did you have?
You have what?
40 gold pieces, 5 silver pieces, 5 copper pieces.
Oh. That's all.
I know, 45.
That's probably not enough for an establishment this classy.
Yeah. You're a little low
So
on
already have
the coin. So it costs each of you 100.
Oh my
boy.
god.
Listen, this is not on Viseria. No idea what
He
was
had
going
no
on.
idea.
So this is all on you, Angus.
You said you were paying. Serrani's just heading outside. Right?
I am not in the business of accruing debts that I cannot repay.
So far you are.
Oh boy. You were worried about succubi. I have a feeling that there's a very specific method that they use to deal with people who can't pay their debts.
Are you gonna dine and dash? What are you...
I am thinking.
Lilith is just in a robe standing by the front door, kind of leaning back against it with her arms crossed over herself, smirking down the hall as you collect Serrani.
Okay, how much could I pawn my rapier for?
Not that much.
But give me a figure, come on, at least.
Oh, it's a
How
moon
much?
touch. It's a moon touch rapier, right?
Yeah, so it would be what, common magic items?
Yeah, so 50 gold.
This is not good.
That's for pawning it, right? Like they'll give you the full amount for pawning it, but they keep it. Are you approaching her, or are you still standing in the doorway with Serrani, like wondering what to do?
Serrani's walking towards the door where Lilith is standing.
She, as you walk up to her, she places her hand on your shoulder, and she says, "Did you have a lovely time?" says Serrani.
It was very informative, Lady Lilith.
Informative.
Well,
Oh my god.
If you need to find your way back here, you do so anytime. You're always welcome.
Thank you.
Is Declan taking care of the arrangements?
I really, really am terribly
Yes.
sorry that there's been a
It's-
slight misunderstanding. See,
Uh,
I left my coin pouch in the possession of young Vizier, and because this is his first time in such an establishment, I'm afraid he appears to have already returned back to the inn.
Make a
I assure you, I will be back as soon as I have gone and collected the funds for him. I am good for them, I assure you.
make a deception check.
Nice.
Damn.
There is a reason I took expertise in deception.
She places a hand on your chest, Declan, and she gets intimately close to your ear and whispers, "Just remember what I said about my flexibility when I get upset. You have things to do for me. Do what you have to do, and you can send that little trinket along with the information. Again, you do not want to see my bad side. There's not much to see, and it doesn't last long. And you will most definitely expire afterwards.
Angus is just internally panicking because if this is how he dies, his next life is just going to think he was an absolute idiot. So
She steps back.
Weren't you?
She steps back.
kind of.
She steps back away from you and she pats you on the cheek. There's a little bit of both like playfulness and not playfulness in the pat, and she steps back and opens the door for both of you. Have a lovely night, gentlemen, if you haven't already.
I will see you again, Lady Lilith.
I will be
Thank you.
looking forward to it.
So, Declan, how was your time?
A combination of ecstasy and complete terror. I think I learned something about myself tonight. Overall, we need to have a group meeting.
Well, where's friend Vasir?
I believe he snuck out early. He must have gone back to the inn. We should be able to find him there.
Very well. I am quite tired.
The next morning, you guys meet down in the common room of the Arrow.
Gotta take a long rest, right?
Yes, you all get a long rest.
Thank you. I would like my hit points
Before
back.
I tuck in, can I stop by the barkeep and see if he's gotten a letter for me?
You sent a letter. Where did you send the letter? And you were looking for the letter for. Just remind me of what you.
Miles the halfling said he would contact me if he found anything.
Yes, he did. You do not have a letter yet.
All right, that's fine. I'll tuck in.
Okay. It's only been a day. You've been
Yeah.
You've been in town for less than a day.
He's excited.
Understood.
Oh, and I'll spend the night. Well, some of the night. Transcribing Phantom Seed onto my robe. So
Okay.
I'll expend the money for that.
Okay. You guys meet down in the common room of the Arrow the next morning to discuss events as they were. And the barkeep brings you all morning meals as you sit around the table. Mirth, tucked under your morning meal is a letter.
Oh, nice. I'll pocket that. I don't go to great lengths to conceal it. I'll just kind of slide it.
Okay.
Give a shrug. And I won't go for my normal bread meal. I'll actually have maybe some nice eggs and toast and a sausage or two.
Sounds
Oh.
good.
Friend Mirth.
Plant, you did well last night. Thank you.
Oh, yes. I have something for your breakfast. And Serrani reaches into his chest and pulls out a half-eaten apple, and goes,
Oh,
there.
what the fuck is this, Plant?
"Well, you keep telling me to give people apples, so I figured I would start with you." And he goes and sits down.
He puts a half-eaten apple down in front of you.
Did I tell him to give people apples?
Yeah, you tried to get me to get Michael one, or not Michael, Kalith one, right?
Oh yeah, I told him maybe after he's grown up.
And you said it like last week too. You tried to get somebody to give me
I
get somebody an
can't
apple.
use prestidigitation to clean it. It's just
Nope.
like oh.
No, I got it from Sharp Eye.
It's got lizard folk saliva all over it.
Yeah, and he sits down. And as Mirth starts to look at it, Serrani goes,
Vasir, you have advantage on your performance roll.
Oh, good.
You're quite loose this morning.
Indeed.
You need to make
Feeling all right. Well, still 17.
Still
so,
17.
That's an
So-
interesting question to ask. Does he have to make the wisdom save against the staff when he wakes up in the morning, or when he first steps out of the inn?
Oh, when he steps out
Oh.
of the inn.
Yeah,
Intriguing.
probably.
So yeah, you
So-
all meet for the first time since the previous night's antics.
Yeah.
At this table. Sarani places the apple down in front of Mirth and gets an inspiration point. And
then sits down and as Mirth is looking at it, Sarani starts to chuckle like loudly, like
Sharp-Eyed is
I kick it off the table.
Sharp-Eyed is sitting at the table as well. He's like stretched out with his arms behind his head, leaning against the wall.
So, before we sit down at the table, Luna goes to Vizier. And you know when you do something stupid and your significant other glares at you like, what the fuck are you doing? So she's like, hey champ, enjoyed your night? And she just goes sit at the table, not
damn, she's mad.
not really
Oh,
listening to what he says.
Did
Oh,
you not
no.
want to hear an answer? Or
She gave you a ring, and you just went, cool. I'll take her promise ring and head to the whorehouse.
To be fair, he has no idea. He had no idea.
Yeah, but she doesn't know that.
She doesn't know that.
So he'll sort of like follow her, going, Luna, sorry, I get the distinct impression that you're angry with me about something.
Why would I be angry?
I don't know, which is why I'm kind of confused right now.
I'm not angry. And she ignores you.
I think
All right,
she's
all right,
angry.
all right. I think I'm picking up to what you're putting down here for a second. So last night, Declan decided to take Sarani and me to a place, and I didn't know what it was, but I found out while I was there.
She's not
And-
listening.
Come on, Luna.
It was very informative, Luna.
I didn't do anything. All I did was sit there and talk to somebody for about an hour. Well, I got a massage too. That was weird. And new. And actually not bad.
A massage? I thought it was called sex.
Oh no, I didn't do that.
Okay.
So,
Buddy, we teach you what sex is, and then we'll explain foreplay. Okay.
I
Okay.
know what sex is.
I mean, it was extremely simple. I got
I
a
roll?
massage, we talked for a bit, and
Can I,
had
can
a
I
little
roll
wine.
insight to see if I can piece together what actually happened in Sarani's room?
Yeah, go ahead, roll insight. But I'll tell you what, I don't even know exactly what happened in Sarani's room.
Nope.
Yeah.
Oh, too bad.
I basically have the Evil Dead scene flashing through my head.
So I said, Mama was very informative. And apparently skilled at her job.
Yes. On that subject. Good news.
You know, I'm actually really happy that Sarani enjoyed himself
I-
because
I have found us a lead that might potentially allow us to speak to the city council member as you requested, Vizier. Bad news. Turns out that the services that we enjoyed last night are about tenfold more expensive than I was anticipating. And,
I thought you paid her.
I need 300 gold pieces.
I'm sorry.
Mirth starts laughing. Like,
you wait, is that 100 for each? You
100
paid for me to sit down and talk to a lady?
You enjoy Vizier. It was probably the most expensive one you will ever have in your life. Expensive for me personally. If I do not get those 300 gold pieces,
At least 80 of that had better be the wine that we had. What do you mean 100 gold to sit down and talk to somebody?
It's not my fault you didn't get with the program.
No, it's not my fault that you didn't know how expensive it was just to be there. Okay, first off, no. I need you to understand something real quick. You took us to a place, gave us no idea what exactly was going to happen there. Serrani enjoyed himself, and I'm happy for that. I was actually a little worried that something might happen, but apparently not. At least nothing bad, anyway.
How did you not know? Was she not explicit in her intention?
Well, not initially, no. I didn't really understand until about most way through.
Well, but then you didn't stay.
No, we just talked on the couch for a little bit. But regardless of that
doesn't seem like Declan's fault. That seems like your fault for not.
No. I'm not saying that's his fault. I'm not saying that's his fault. I ended up finding out afterwards. But here's the thing, Declan. If I knew what you were doing, I would have not come. Just to be clear,
it is quite evident that you did not come. We all know that. That is not the issue here.
That being the case, okay? If I would have known, I probably wouldn't have gone with you, which would have saved you 100 gold, by the way. Secondly, how can you take us there and not know how much it's going to cost?
I have been in many such establishments since I was your age, and it has never been this expensive. I have mostly spent much of my life in portside cities, I suppose, and that might affect things.
I did not like roses and tulips and orchids and stuff. That's not. The curtains were nice. They had carpeting.
I did not get myself into this predicament intentionally, but I am asking you now, as my friends. Will you help me?
Yeah, I have what Serrani gave me in the 10
Okay.
Oh my god! She just trips over the table trying to get it.
Okay, so Vasir and Angus, you guys are arguing about this, and Vasir, you look down and, like, the only thing left on your plate is eggs. And you look over at Luna, and she is literally picking up Angus's entire plate of food and just grabbing it in front of everybody, and, like, looks around sheepishly holding this in her hand. Like, very obvious about it. It just kind of stops the whole table arguing.
I wasn't... So Declan is the one that got us in trouble, not Mirth, last night.
Yeah, apparently. Okay.
Go.
Everybody gets the turn. You can have the next one, Serrani.
So, friend Mirth, why did we have to leave so suddenly last night?
I had to use the bathroom.
You needed me to come with you?
He something probably illegal.
I don't feel safe alone. It's a big world out there.
Oh my god.
He probably did something super bad. Okay. So, real quick, before we end up moving on with any other goals right now, Vasir just kind of like puts his gold purse on the table. That's 110. 10 for my winnings. 100 that Serrani decided to give me last night. That's all I've got. So that's going towards that.
No, that wasn't for this. That was for your gift for Luna.
Don't listen, Serrani. He jumps across the table. He's like latches onto Serrani. Don't tell people when they're getting gifts.
Oh, Vasir, inspiration point.
What? Serrani, I need you to understand something real quick. Gifts are a secret. They are. You do not listen. You don't. Okay. Well, you know what? There's my gold. I'm gonna leave. I need to go talk for a little. I need to think about things for a sec. I'm gonna go now. Vasir's just kind of gonna. He's already done his performance for the morning, so he's just gonna leave.
I'm sorry, I'll be a minute. I'm gonna have to take a break.
We're gonna take a break. We'll be right back. We need to get the laughs out. We'll be right back. Well, this is the first time in our stream's history that we've had to take a break because of extreme laughter, but hey, I think that was fantastic.
That's a good reason to take a break, honestly.
Yeah, it absolutely is. It absolutely is. Real quick, I just want to say thank you again, David, for the amount of gifted subs you've been giving. That is beyond my wildest imagination. And thank you for your continued patronage.
I challenge anybody to try to take my spot at the top, because the only prize I care about is the dab.
I know.
So anybody who can, gift sub, let's get there. Let's get to 200.
Yeah, I mean, we are at 98 subscribers right now. We are at 98 subscribers. We are at 181 followers, and that is just blowing my mind. We have been at this since April 4th. So that's April 4th to May 4th, May 4th to June 4th, so 2 months and 2 months and 10 days we've been doing this, or 2 months and 2 weeks, 2.5 months. We've been doing this, and for us to be at 181 followers and 98 subscribers in 2.5 months is absolutely freaking mind-blowing to me. It is incredible. Yeah. It is incredible.
Well, just on the aside, I need one more follower, and Isbeth needs one more follower for 2 more subs.
Nice. Get over there and follow the Loophole King and follow the Nat 30s. They have both agreed that for every 10 followers they get, they will gift us a sub. And the Nat 30s have taken it a step further and said if they get to 50 followers by the end of the month, they will gift us 10 subs. So please give them your followers.
Wait a minute. Is this a challenge now?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a challenge.
Okay. If I get to 50, I will give a small block of minis.
Ooh. Wow, all right. Amazing.
Not the big block, but one of the smaller blocks of D&D minis.
To whoever to who? Who gets that?
I'll random it off to the first 50.
Okay.
So as soon as I hit 50, those 50
one of the whoever's
50 followers, somebody's getting
one of your first 50 followers will get a random box. We'll get a small box of minis. Well, that's awesome. That's awesome. We just keep giving things away because we love all of you and because you guys support us. Anyway, so we are at the you guys are at the table. The all hell has broken loose because Sarani dropped the bomb of the gift that Visir was planning to get for Luna, and Visir has walked off. Amidst the argument that Declan was having with Visir, despite the fact that he now owes a very high-class brothel 300 gold, or it's going to be his whatever, he also has informed you that he has a possible in with the city council, but that he needs to perform... Well, I don't know if you've told them what you need to do in order for that to happen.
That's probably a little weak.
I guess Luna would awkwardly follow Visir.
Quiet a moment.
Okay.
Oh, before she gets up, she asked the rest to wait for her to come back. That she needs to talk to them.
Okay. So
I lost my voice.
Visir, you go storming out of the inn, and a few moments later, Luna's following you. I don't know if you walk. Are you walking? Are you?
He's not. He's not walking very far. He's just kind of like outside, getting some fresh air, and just kind of like pacing back and forth and doing one of his meditations, but actually out loud this time. Just like he's just muttering to himself a whole bunch of things that probably sounds like gobbledygook to most people. As he's just kind of like, and you try to do something for somebody, and they angry. And then, of course, other people, they don't understand basic ways in which you're supposed to do things. So what do you do in this sort of situation? What are you supposed to do in this situation? Hi. What's up?
You okay?
No, I am very much not okay. For a lot of reasons, actually. Everything is wrong. Everything's wrong. Everything's not going correctly. Visualization is not helping in the slightest either.
You keep thinking about the night before every time you try to visualize things.
Okay. So,
Look. You don't need to get me an expensive gift. You don't even need to get me anything. It's fine.
it's not about needing. It's about wanting. It's about the fact that it's about the fact that you deserve it is the problem. Here, listen, Luna. You have saved my life several times. I am indebted to you in a manner that I don't think anybody has ever been indebted to another person before. You are quite possibly the most important person in my life, without even debate, honestly. You deserve something nice. So I wanted to get you something nice. But it's a very, very expensive thing to get you something very nice. So, I didn't want to worry you about it. That's one of the reasons why I decided to go to the bullpen, because I thought it would be a good idea to make a little bit of money, but then I ended up getting my butt kicked because there was nothing I could freaking do about that giant and his shield.
Basir, listen. If I was in danger, wouldn't you have saved me?
Of course.
So it's fine. We don't need to get... You don't need to get me any gift.
It's, again...
I do not deserve it.
No, don't do that. Don't tell me what you deserve based on my perspective. That's not something that you have the ability to do. You're not in my mind. You don't understand the way that I see you. You don't understand the way in which other people see you. I mean, has it occurred to you that there might be a reason why everybody basically agreed without any sort of argument outside of from you that you should even be the leader of this group? You don't seem to understand how valuable you are, not just to me, but to everybody. It's very difficult to explain to you because, I don't know, maybe there's just been a problem where you just don't realize how valuable you are, period. You know, maybe you've never been, treated the way that you deserve to be treated or something? I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out. But it's very strange, and it's not good, and you need to stop doing it. You need to stop putting yourself down in the way that you do, because you have no idea the impact that you've had on so many people's lives. You understand that if you hadn't saved me, and the multitude of times that you did, you understand that if you didn't come to Anchor at all, and it was just me and Mirth and Angus, and it was just us together, we'd be, well, for one, we wouldn't have been able to help out the lizard people at all, probably. For two, we probably wouldn't have met Sarani. We probably wouldn't have done most of the things that we did. We probably wouldn't have found out that everything that's going on down there. I would have likely died, which might have meant that everybody else would have died, because I'm not the only person you've saved, by the way. I know you saved Angus too. Okay, so I need you to stop saying that I don't need to do anything for you, or that you don't deserve it, because these are factually inaccurate things. Do you understand?
Mister, you're making this very hard for me.
It's the way I feel about it, and I can't change that.
I'm very surprised by what you're telling me. I honestly do not know how to react to this. Nobody ever told me this.
Well,
I was just
people
doing
should
what
have told you.
I'm just doing what I know. I'm just doing what I know.
I sort of put an arm around Luna's shoulder and sort of like guide her to look at the streets and all the people who are on the streets. Look at everybody out there, Ronan, right now.
Okay.
How many of them do you think would put their hands in a massive, shambling mound of vines and moss and fungi that is attempting to eat people and pull someone out of it? Do you think they'd all do that?
I guess not.
How many people do you think? How many of these people randomly do you think would do that?
I guess none of them.
Yeah. This is something you don't seem to understand, that your natural instincts to help people on the level that you do are way high and beyond the average person. That's special. That's something impressive to be proud of. And I don't understand why you don't know that.
She stays silent, and okay, she's happy by what you're telling her, but at the same time she's sad because of what she already knows and what she was about to talk to the party about. I guess she'll thank you for your words, and she'll give you a kiss on the cheek, or she'll try at least if Vasir would allow it.
Oh, he'll allow it. He'll be a little surprised by it.
Can we go inside? We need to talk. Please.
Yeah, sure.
And I'm really thankful for meeting you, Vasir.
Well, while I can't know for sure, I'm going to go ahead and bet every single gold coin that I still have that I'm more glad to have met you.
You guys
And
walk.
I guess, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll make our way back in.
They walk back in and sit back down at the table. In the meantime, Mirth, you've been flipping through the letter that you had, and Sharp-Eyed has been eating food off of the plates of the people who have left after having finished his own. I'm not sure what Declan and Sarani have been up to while you've been sitting at the table. Maybe just chowing down. But they walk back in.
Oh, I've been eating.
Okay.
Quite pointedly hasn't. His stomach is just way too unsettled, and he doesn't need food, so better not risk vomiting for... How many sessions in a row would that be now?
Oh my god.
3.
Every session.
Every session. Mirth, your letter, do you want me to type that to you separately, or can I just tell you what's in it?
You can type that to me separately.
All right, I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you later then, unless you... That's fine. Luna brings... I can type that to you while Luna comes back in and sits Vasir down and sits down to address all of you.
Okay, so I've been thinking about this all night. All of us know what we're doing here.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
we have an
yeah.
idea anyway. We're kind of stumbling through it, but sure.
So on one hand, we have a demon god, mushroom, something that's out to kill everything. And on the other hand, I need to see Beraldi. I've been waiting for 2 weeks at least, and I think he promised to make me a potion, and he told me that it's ready.
Alright, say less.
So,
Do you know how to find him?
do I know how to find him?
I believe
Mark?
that when we parted ways, Baraldi indicated that Sarani would be able to find him again when the
Sarani,
time came.
yes, Sarani also had mentioned that he thinks he knows a place deeper in the mines where Baraldi would have gone. He had said that, I think, a week or two ago.
Crystal Caves or something?
Yes, and you have the ability to cast Sending and communicate with Baraldi, which I believe you have, and that's how you know that it's ready. So you can probably... I don't think it would be difficult for you guys to find him.
Alright, cool.
So, I suppose Luna would take off her jacket and show this, to show her arm to Angus and Surani, who I guess have no idea, and she'll let them know everything, and explain to them why she needs to see Baraldi.
Then why do we tarry here? We need to go now.
We have something very important to do, and that can't be stopped or put on hold just so I can go and see Baraldi.
But you
So
can't.
we can
You can't go
divide our
alone.
efforts.
You can't go alone.
I'll go with her.
Well, I'll go with her. Yeah, there's no way. It's too dangerous.
I can bring 3. We can make it there in under a day if we ride hard and fast.
Guys, no, listen, please. I've traveled these roads before. I think I can get to Baraldi safely. It's fine.
Yeah, but you're slow as hell.
I've literally got a carriage.
I've literally got magic. Let's use magic, please.
I agree with Mirth. Here.
Why would you think that we would just let you go off on your own?
Yeah,
because
that's
asking.
dumb.
Because I'm asking you guys to let me go.
Well,
just for this, and I'll come
No,
back.
you're asking for death.
Well, here's what makes more sense to me. We go, we get you healed, we find out if Sovereign Baraldi has any more information on the Blight or what is going on in the cave system or the swamp. And while we're at the swamp, we find this, was it a snake, giant snake avatar thing, and lure it back to the mushroom? Wasn't that our plan?
I think that's a bit hasty.
I'm not sure about. I'm not sure about that plan. If it's a giant snake, it's probably faster than any of us, like individually. Luring it back would probably be a problem. Plus, it's also probably intelligent. It's supposed to be some sort of like demigod, I guess.
Oh. Well,
what about the demon? What about that demon queen? We're just gonna let her.
No,
that's why we're doing our work
that's
here.
why we're doing all of this.
Yeah, that's why we're here.
But we also need you. But we also need you if we're going to go through with this. You're a main part of this. So if you need to do something in order to continue, we're with you.
It shouldn't take that long. If you know where he's at, I can lead us straight there.
I do not wish to complicate matters, but it must be known. If I leave this city, I cannot return.
Why?
Okay, don't leave, you stay.
Why? Because
me, Ears, and somebody else can go.
I have made an agreement with Madame Lilith that there is a job I can do for her here in the city. She has given us the name of a member of the council whose ear we could perhaps catch and, inform him of the threat posed by Wariga. It will take me some time to do this job.
Okay.
Perhaps even longer than the time it would take for Mirth to escort Luna and Sarani back to Baraldi. If you can sincerely return here within a few days' time.
We can make it there and back in 3 days if we ride hard and ride long.
But there's always the possibility that they might get intercepted by the snake people.
So we ride longer and harder past the snake people?
What? Okay. if you go too hard for too long, you end up tiring yourself out.
Okay, so break halfway there. We break at the tavern.
And if you,
While you're
it was like a 2-week journey to get from Anchor to here, right?
Yes, that was with a bunch of sheep following us and without the use of magic.
while
Still.
you're all having this conversation, a well-dressed gentleman walks over and sits down at your table.
Excuse
Do
me,
we-
we're having a talk here.
Hello.
Do we recognize him?
No.
Hello?
Hello.
Hi, who might you be?
May I introduce myself? I was getting to that, sir. You didn't notice at first upon his his first sitting, but as you look at him, he's a tiefling. It surprises you at first because he doesn't at first look like a tiefling until you notice the horns. He looks human, but the horns obviously belie that he is, in fact, a tiefling.
I'm gonna poke his horns.
They're real, and
Okay.
I would advise you not to do that. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Well,
Folks
to be
before it's
fair,
touchy subject.
I just need to make sure because there's a lot of things, I've been around this guy a lot. I'm just going to point to Mirth. He likes to screw with me, so I just
Yeah,
like
it's
to be
very
I
funny.
just like to be sure.
My name is Trust.
Trust.
Trust. Yes, that's correct.
Okay, that's fair enough. Sorry, you kind of interrupted something important here.
I am aware.
It's okay. Let's hear the man talk.
I have been sent by my employer to discuss something with you. An offer of aid. We have taken note of you upon entering the city, and we have heard of what you did for the town of Anchor. How and why you do not necessarily need to concern yourself with, but we are benefactors of a sort. He would like to meet you all. Would you be willing to meet with him?
As soon as we get back.
Can he wait like 4 days?
Yeah, we've got something really important to take care of first.
I assure you that this is worth your time to do so sooner than later. The meeting will not take long. Perhaps a half hour.
Can
Okay,
Luna
well then.
cast Zone of Truth?
You
You
can't.
can't cast anything.
Yeah, you can't cast anything.
Oh,
in the
yeah.
bar.
Shit. I forgot.
Very well. You have 1/2 of an hour.
Mirth.
Let's go.
Mirth. As a tiefling, you know that tieflings typically name themselves a virtue that they aspire to.
Yeah.
Angus is going to sort of be picking up like a spoon, a piece of cutlery, and just go, absolutely, I would be happy to meet with your employer, and then just gesturing a hand signal in Thieves' Can to just see if he recognizes it.
He doesn't even notice the signal.
All right. Where and when? We'll
Now.
be there.
Now, if you'd like.
Oh,
Yes.
No?
Zorani stands up. Come,
Yeah,
Sharp
all right.
Eye. We go now.
one family.
He says, "One family," and stands up. "Please follow me." And he walks out of the bar.
He seems nice. Let's go follow him.
Zorani is standing right behind him. Like,
I'll get up and follow him.
Okay.
Zorani is following him at like that uncomfortable distance. Not quite in his personal space, but just close enough that if he stops and turns around, Serrani's looming over him.
He has an employer, which means he gets paid, which means hopefully there's a job worth at least 300 gold pieces on the other side of this half.
What did you do, Declan?
He owes money to the brothel.
Oh, smooth.
I miscalculated.
Apparently 300 gold's worth of miscalculations.
Wow. Pity. I
Uh,
didn't even knew someone with
the-
that much money.
Declan, I give you 50 gold.
You follow
Thank
him,
you.
and he turns the corner around the side of the bar into the alley next to it. He looks around to see if anyone is looking. He pulls something out of an inner pocket of his jacket, draws a rectangle upon the wall beside the inn, and pushes the rectangle of wall, and a doorway opens. Not a physical doorway, but a magical doorway. And he motions for all of you to step in.
Ooh, that is cool. I'm gonna cast tongues on myself and then follow him.
He does not go in first. He kind of gives you the very servant-like bow for you to enter in.
I'll give a very servant-like bow to whoever's directly behind me in the line to go in.
Well, Sarani is standing directly behind this guy, so when he goes in, I go in. If I don't trust him,
Best case scenario gets me out of the city.
The
Jump through the
magic
portal.
barrier works outside of the inn or not?
It's only in the chat room, I think.
It's only
Like
within. It's only
in the
within
inn.
the inn itself.
Yeah.
So can I try casting Zone of Truth right now?
Mm-hmm. You can cast it right now.
And Luna
Well,
asks him if he
Declan
means
has already
us any harm.
Portal at this point.
Okay, he has to make a wisdom save, right? Actually, he's not even going to make it. He's going to submit to the Zone of Truth. And he says, looking right at you, sensing that you cast the spell, and allowing it to happen, he looks right at Luna and says, I mean you absolutely no harm. This may be the very thing that you've been hoping for and waiting for. Please, step inside.
His name belies him. I trust. I'll step through.
Okay?
I'll follow Mirth.
Okay?
I'll win as well.
Okay?
I'm
Angus,
waiting for him to go in.
Angus, you already went in, right?
Yeah, didn't even wait for the Zone of Truth. It was just like,
Okay.
best case scenario gets me out of the city, so...
He sighs deeply and says, all right, follow me. And he steps into the doorway.
And I step in behind him.
And it closes, leaving an empty alleyway behind.
Where's Sharp-Eyed?
Sharp-Eyed follows.
Okay.
No, you know what? Sharp-Eyed gets left in the in the city.
No, Starbright comes with me.
No, Sharp-Eyed follows. Sharp-Eyed follows.
If he just stood there looking stupid, I'd grab him and drag him in.
That would be a beautiful cliffhanger to leave this on, but I'm not going to do that because we have plenty of time left. But I just want you to know that I was sorely tempted to end it right there.
Whatever you feel is good for the stream, man.
No. This is good. We'll keep it going. You enter through this doorway and you find yourself in a long, very very well-to-do hall. It is, it's like, wood floors with a runner that is immaculate. It has wood paneled walls that are about halfway up, and then the rest of the walls are painted a kind of a rich blue color. There are gold candelabras upon the walls that are lit with flickering candlelight, and he leads you to the very first door on the left, and he opens it and says, "This way to my study, please."
Cool. I'll go in eagerly.
Okay. He leads you into the study. The study is filled with books and tables, like small reading nook tables, and several leather-backed chairs in the room. Before we meet my employer, I should like to speak with you for a few moments.
Okay.
You have entered the city with a message of some urgency. speaking with the people of Anko, I have discovered that you stated there is a demon queen present in the swamps. Is this correct?
Yeah.
Well, technically, she's in the caves under the swamp.
We have reasons for being concerned about this, and we would like to help you in your endeavors.
I would say most people would have a reason to be concerned about this. The question is getting them to believe it, but...
Well, let us take it for granted that we believe you.
Okay.
Cool. Mirth is like super, like insanely jealous of this guy's study.
My employer has taken quite a bit of interest in the well-being of Oridin for a very, very long time. And when things like this happen, he has a tendency to want to step in some way to make it right. We believe that you all are good-hearted folk who have the intention of protecting and saving the realm. Would you say this is true?
As soon as he says Basir just kind of like does a very dramatic like roll of his head towards Mirth. Yeah, sure.
I grin and nod very enthusiastically.
Is he wearing any symbols we might recognize?
There is a very distinct lack of any symbols. He is very, very well dressed. Long coat. He has like an ascot on, and frilly, kind of a frilly white shirt, and a very, very tidy vest, and a chain that would say he wears a pocket watch, though you wouldn't know what a pocket watch is necessarily. You might if you've seen one. And a tray floats into the room on the hands of an unseen servant, carrying glasses and a bottle of wine. Would you care for a refreshment?
Oh, hell yeah, this is what I aspire to be one day.
Drinks are poured for those who would like it. My employer does not see many people, and truth be told, when I said he would like to meet with you, and that it would only take a half hour, I was not entirely truthful. He does want to meet with you. This meeting will only take a half hour. You will not be meeting with him the first time we meet, as some rapport needs to be established before he is willing to make acquaintances. I hope you understand. He is a bit reclusive.
Sure, of course. Safety first.
Let me ask you, what is it that you are hoping to get out of Twiland Hill? And what are your plans in dealing with this creature as of right now? If you would be so willing to share those with me. I know that we just met, but I'm hoping that you will understand. My desire is to aid your endeavors, however I can.
Well, it's real simple. What we want to do is we want to gather as many forces as possible to go down there so that we can fight against this massive presence. Also, in the same sense, having a decent amount of people who are well connected might give us the ability to get more information as to how to better properly combat this thing. After all, there's a possibility that there might be a way that we can prevent her from actually entering into our realm completely, so to speak, considering the fact that she seems to be in an in-between state at the moment. So being able to do that would be super good, and maybe we'd have some people that we're connected to, having established ourselves and having gathered enough allies, that might have an idea as to how we can stop that.
He nods.
I must say that we are not the best informed as to exactly what Wariga's long-term plans are. All that we can say for certainty is that the corruption that she is spreading in the swamp is making survival of all indigenous life there impossible, and that corruption is creeping steadily north. We cannot say with certainty if the corruption will be able to spread beyond the Maris swamplands, but if it does, Twilight Hill would be the first population center to be affected, there is a significant possibility that Draen may also be in some degree of danger. I do not wish to besmirch the scholars here in the city, but we were sort of assuming that if there is any record of Wariga, and if she has ever appeared here in Oridon before, it would likely be in the libraries in Draen. Although, I must admit, we have not made a full search of the libraries as of yet. We have, as you say, only just arrived. So if there is any intelligence that you or your employer have, we would find it invaluable. Long term, I want to destroy her, if that is possible. Send her back to the hells from whence she came, if not. And, as a last resort, contain her corruption within the swamp.
The blight
So
must
that-
be destroyed. There is no half measure.
I agree with you that would be for the best. But, as I have learned since arriving in this city, sometimes what you want isn't exactly what you end up with. Unforeseen circumstances. As I said, if we can destroy her or send her away, that would be best. But if not, then preventing as many deaths as possible should be the aim.
Your aims are our aims. All right. Well, allies, you now have. And he raises a glass. 2 allies.
So allies, I guess.
Yeah. Woo!
Still don't quite
Allies.
know who these allies are, though.
He smiles. Consider us your new benefactors. We cannot provide you with bodies, but information, perhaps. Access to that which you may need, perhaps. Important travel, most definitely. I overheard the last part of your conversation, and that you needed to return to Maris Swampland. Is this correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
But you also have things to do in the city.
That's correct.
Yes.
I do beg your pardon for the intrusion. I was trying to find a break in your conversation to come speak with you, and while waiting, I overheard what you were speaking about. So I do greatly apologize. I do not make it a habit of eavesdropping upon people who I would hope to make friends with. So again, I do greatly apologize, and I would like to reiterate that my intentions are completely forthright and with the purpose of aiding you in your endeavors.
If I might offer a word of advice, if we are to be dealing with each other in the future, if you wait for a good opening in one of our conversations, you will die of old age before it presents itself.
He
Be
smiles.
rude. Interrupt us. It is the only way that we will even notice you are there.
Understood. I will say that is why I sat down. And I must say that the information that I did happen to glean from my waiting happened to be quite helpful in discovering how I can aid you best in the moment. Consider this a token of our sincerity, what I am about to do for you. I would also, as I said, we have similar interests. We have been aware that something has been happening in Oridon. Many things are happening in Oridon. We cannot possibly keep up with all of them, but we believe that this is the most pressing at the moment.
I still, not that I don't appreciate it and everything. I just really am very curious. Who are you?
As I said, my name is Trust.
No. Who are you and everybody that you represent?
I represent a singular benefactor who has a deep interest in the well-being of Oridon. It is.
And you're not going to tell us who that benefactor is, are you?
He has asked me not to share that information as of yet. We need to build rapport.
Well, I'll tell you, it's not really good building rapport when you hide your face from the people that you're supposedly trying to help.
Consider me his face at the moment.
You mentioned travel.
He
Can
has
you
a...
get us there and back.
He smiles. My friend, we've already begun. Where in the Maris Swampland do you need to return to? Can you describe the place to me, please?
Yes, Sarani describes the cave entrance.
Okay. Also, I understand your hesitations. I believe that our acquaintance will be mutually beneficial. I don't know how else to reassure you beyond the fact that I am going to aid you in this moment. And hopefully, afterwards, we will have sort of a partnership. He stands up. My employer needs good people to do good deeds, to protect Oridon. There are few heroes in this world, but a group of individuals who were merely strangers to a small town and were willing to protect all the people in it at risk to themselves are just the type of people that we would want to make acquaintances with. We would like to extend to you benefits, but also an opportunity to serve. However, we want you to trust us first, and we want to know that you truly are the type of people that we believe you to be. I know that there's lots of mystery shrouding this, and I am sorry for that. I must proceed with my employer's intentions and his directives, and in this I have no choice but to keep him as my employer for now. Your cleric here did use Zone of Truth to ask me if my intentions were to harm you, and she can attest that I swore they were not. He stands up. This is my home. This is my employer's home. We have brought you into it. No one has set foot in here for quite a long time, so consider that a mark of trust from us. Will you trust me? At least for this step.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Come with me. He stands up and walks you back out to the hallway and to the same door that you walked through. He opens the door, and outside the door is the entrance to the cave in Maris Swampland.
Okay.
That is so cool. Teach me, please.
He smiles. One step at a time. My name, as I said, is Trust. What are each of yours?
Basir.
I am Surani.
Mirth.
No, at your service.
Angus. Angus O'Galvin.
It is a pleasure to make all of your acquaintances. I hope that you do what you need to here quickly, and I will give you this as well. And he holds out a stone.
Sarani takes it from me.
I have its partner. When you're ready to return to Twiland Hill, summon me. From anywhere. It does not have to be here.
Very well.
As I said, merely a half hour. Or less. Enjoy your visit to the swamp. I hope you stay safe. Oh. You know, rather than just giving a hope, I should probably... One moment. He steps back into his study and comes back out. And he holds out... He comes out carrying a pack, like an adventurer's pack, and holds it out to all of you.
I'll take it, I guess.
Okay. That should be helpful. It's a Hewer's handy haversack. Inside are 5 potions of greater healing.
I love these things. Like, oh, thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Put them to good use. And, as I said, we are looking for those who are willing to join our efforts in protecting Oradin. We hope you will be some of those. And this is just our way of showing you that we truly are here to give you aid.
Don't suppose there's any possibility I could exchange my 300 gold pieces?
I don't think 300 gold pieces are going to help you in the middle of a swamp.
It's not the swamp I'm worried about.
Listen, we'll find something that you can pawn off and make that much money.
Good luck, my friends. If you will allow me to call you that. And call me when you are ready to return.
Okay.
And he
we'll let you know.
Okay. You step out through the doorway, and as you look around and turn around to look at the doorway, there's just an opening in space outside of this doorway, and as he closes the door, you are left alone in Maris Swampland, standing over the entrance to the cave that you so desperately escaped. And I think that's where we'll end it for this evening.
Okay. Alrighty.
That guy is so cool.
That was bizarre.
I can't wait to get to 15th level so I can be him.
Sarani doesn't trust him at all.
I think he's awesome.
Vasir's kind of half and half on this at the moment.
All right, guys. Well, we'll say goodnight. We'll see you all next week. Thank you. Don't forget, tomorrow we have 2 games. We have Help Wanted at 1 o'clock Eastern, and we have the Dance Macabre at 7 p.m. Eastern. Come join us. I hope you all enjoyed the stream. Thank you for being a part of it. And thank you once again to our gifters of subs, our subscribers, our patrons, and those of you who have purchased things off of our Teespring store. You make this possible, and we would love to continue doing this for, well, indefinitely. So thank you so much. You have a great night.
And don't forget, if you're watching on YouTube, to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell.
That was twice.